Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. And yes, just like that, once again, we are live here on YouTube. We're here on True School Sports to talk boxing. As always, it's a pretty late night edition of going live on YouTube. So if you're here, wherever you're at, whether you're in America, whether you're in England, we thank you for joining. I thank you for joining me. I thank you for supporting the channel. I mean, the channel is absolutely flying at the moment. Just not too long ago, I hit 25,000 subscribers. I'm already at 25,100, going on 25,200. So just the support has been absolutely amazing. And then, with the access that Matchroom Boxing and the Zone have given us, even more amazing. So, yeah, just thank you for that. As I speak right now, it is currently 11:29 Central time, because that's where I'm at. Central time. I'm in Dallas, Texas. I'm in Frisco, Texas, actually, because as many of you know, I am in fact covering the fight this weekend between Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas. So I will be at the fight ringside. I have dropped some interviews since I went to the press conference yesterday. We got stuff with Romo Gonzalez. We got stuff with Calia Phi and it's all kinds of people, and there's still more to come out. There's still more interviews to come out. So if you haven't checked those interviews out already, I would highly suggest you go check those, as well as the other interviews that are scheduled to come out tomorrow. With that, so with that being said, there's obviously a lot to talk about with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. It's been what, 4 days, 4 days going on 5 days since the fight, and a lot has come out since the fight. A lot of details have come out since the fight. Wilder said a lot. There's been pay-per-view numbers have been announced, and they were a bit disappointing. So we'll get into that. All kinds of stuff, all kinds of developments have taken place since the Wilder Fury match occurred, and we're gonna get into all that. So I'm just happy that I'm just happy that you guys here joining me. Before we actually go in and just attack everybody, just attack with this, I wanted to give you guys a heads up. I am working on a video right now as we speak. I don't know when it's going to be out, but I think it'll be done before the week. I got a video that I'm working on right now, and it's basically a compilation slash mini boxing documentary, if you want to call it that. But I would say more of a compilation video. It's clips over the last 5 years. So we're talking any videos that I've made, any videos that LDBC members have directed towards me, any interviews over the last 5 years about Deontay Wilder are all going to be put together in a compilation. And it's going to be called 5 Years of Fraud, Deontay Wilder Exposed. So just look out for that. It'll be coming out. I think you guys will really enjoy it. It'll be a good trip down memory lane, and you guys might have your memory refreshed on some things I may have said in the past that came to pass, and as well as people I've interviewed as well. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be an amazing video once it comes out. There's 8 of you here right now, so do me a favor before we get into the nitty gritty. I want all 8 of you here to let me know in the comments down below what city, what state, what continent you're watching from. Let me know in the comments. I will give you a shout out. So let's take a quick roll call, and then we will proceed ahead. Make sure you smash that like button as well. Subscribe, super chat if you feel led to, all that good stuff. But it's your boy BT, and we're reporting to you live from Frisco, Texas. Shout out to Frisco, Texas, my favorite city in Texas. So before we move ahead, let's get into the comments. There's a lot of comments to get to. So Rob87 says, "We ready? You Dave? Well, I'm here, so I'm glad you're ready." Shout out to my man Rob87. He watches this channel loyally. We got let's see, who's this? We got this guy's a hilarious name. Guy by the name of Chubby Cox. Funny name. He says Tyson going to pay to bring belts back and make an even bigger rematch. Wilder would be a fool not to take the money and study what happens. Yeah, I mean, I think he should take the money. That's my personal opinion. Shout out to Chubby Cox. As weird as it is to say. We got my man SSB28, loyal subscriber of the channel, supports the channel. He says, "Yo, what's up?" He also says, "The Wilder topic is still buzzing. People can't get over this yet." Yeah, the reason we can't get over it is because the things just keep coming out, and he just keeps putting his foot in his ass even more and more and more. So listen, I guarantee you, it'll be another 2 or 3 weeks. It'll be another week or two of me just constantly having to make videos about this, because new things are going to come out. People are going to have more things to say. More controversy will come out. This is just the nature of fights like this. So don't expect it to stop anytime soon. We got my man Organic Fitness. Shout out to Organic Fitness. I remember him. He's been in the comments before. He said, "What's happening, champ? What's happening with you, champ? How you living? What do you think about this whole Wilder excuse saga? Let me know in the comments. And we got my man Eric Rosas. He says, "What's up? What's up, champ? How you living? Good to see you. Good to see everybody here." Okay, so let's get into it, man. Let's not waste any time. Let's not mess about. We're 5 minutes in, so hold on. Let's see. We'll get into a couple more. Hold on. We'll get into a couple more. We'll get into a couple more. We got my man Deed3440. He said, "I'll be going to the Garcia Vargas card live. I can't wait because the card is stacked. I expected Mikey to win, but it'll be competitive for sure. It's gonna be a great fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't really excited for Vargas to Garcia at first, but as I put more thought into the fight, I think stylistically it could wind up being a really good matchup. So we'll see what happens. I want to be there too, indeed. So if you see me at the fight, make sure to say hello. Maybe we can do a video. It'll be nice to meet you. I'll be in a black True School Sports T-shirt, so just look out for that. I'll have short hair with a messed up tape line, and these glasses. So just look for me, Deed, if you're there. And my man, Fully Boss Up says, y'all gonna be sick when Wilder come back stronger and better. Listen, I'm begging for him to come back stronger and better. I'm begging for him to come back stronger and better. And if he does, people like yourself who love Wilder can let me have it. But that's not. I don't have to worry about that because that's not gonna happen. He's not. He's not as mentally strong as a guy like Sergey Kovalev. You got my man, Mr. Smurf 459, talking about Sergey Kovalev. Listen, Mr. Smurf, Sergey Kovalev came back and won a world title. Deontay Wilder isn't going to win any world titles after this and make any defense of the other titles. So you can't you can't even compare Wilder to Sergey Kovalev. He's not as mentally tough as Sergey Kovalev. Yes, Sergey made excuses, but at least Sergey Kovalev's excuses didn't have to do with batteries. Okay. Hyro Galva says, did you get more True School Sports intros? No, I haven't. It's not something I thought about doing, but hopefully, now that you brought it up, I might have to. Madhouse232 says, if Wilder takes step by some money, he has time to work on his boxing skills. JD is not the man for him. JD is a bum of a trainer. He's a fraud. He's the only trainer in boxing worse than Virgil Hunter. And we're just going to call it as it is. I don't like to call people bums, but I'm in a special type. I'm in a special type of mood this week, so that's what it is. My man Deed says, for sure, yeah, man, look for me. I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. Fully Boss said he's going to be hungrier too. I mean, we definitely know he's hungry. We've seen the state of him. Soul Snatcher says, shout out to him. He says, if there's rematch clause for late summer, I don't think it's enough time for him to get that footwork he needs to be Fury together. Listen, there's no amount of time for him to get his footwork together to be Fury. He's not going to be Tyson Fury. I'm just they fought 2 times, 19 rounds, because the first fight was 12 rounds, the second fight was 7 rounds, so that's 19 rounds. That's 19 completed. That's 19 rounds of boxing, basically. He's lost about 16 of those rounds. 16, 17 of those rounds. So, what are they going to sprinkle the spirit of Andre Ward? Andre Ward. I said Andre. Not Andre Ward. Muhammad Ali. Because I saw this man's comment and said Andre Ward. Are they going to sprinkle the spirit of Muhammad Ali on him and him start, being able to box and have footwork? I don't think so. It's not happening like that. Wilder was winning every round before Fury landed his lucky punch. He would have knocked out Fury in round if his armor was 5 pounds lighter. You know what? I think you got a point, man. I think you got a point. Did you ask Omar Gonzalez how he feels about Andre Ward being the best pound for pound? No, I didn't. I didn't decide to waste any of my limited questions because I only had about a couple minutes with him, so I didn't. Andre Ward wasn't on my mind. To this day, Wilder's no good to this day. Fury beat that boy down. That's right. Damn right. Soul Snatcher says, facts. You damn right, it's facts. Mr. Smurf, shout out to him. A little subscriber to the channel. He watches all the time. He says, he can't beat Fury, but guess what? No heavyweight can. He's simply the best. I agree. And I thought that for a long time. I'm pretty sure you have too, because you're pretty smart on boxing. Element of people say they got a blueprint to be Wilder. Wilder stretches every heavyweight outside of Fury. No, he doesn't. That's why he didn't fight Dillian White. That's why he ducked Anthony Joshua. That's why he was hesitant to fight those guys, and that's why he didn't want no smoke with You say what you want about Povetkin, but he didn't fight Povetkin. David Price fought Povetkin. Mike Hunter fought Povetkin, but Wilder, no, didn't do that. Wilder reminds me of Julian the Hawk Jackson. I could see that. Julian Jackson, all-time great puncher, was a bit chinny. I can see it. I mean, I would class Julian Jackson as a better fighter, but I can see where you're getting that from. Gareth Hancock says, BT, what would you say the percentage of your past boxing predictions are right? Do you keep a record of your past predictions? I did for 1 year. I remember 1 year, I think it was like 18. I think 18. I did it for like half the year. My percentage was pretty good. Um, I would say my percentage. I mean, I think my percentages are all right. I don't think they're crazy good, but I think like I'll probably say I give you maybe about like 70% of the fight, 75% of the fights I pick right. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the best at picking fights because sometimes I do let my emotions get in the way, and that clouds my judgment when picking fights. It's happened in the past numerous times. But I would say when my mind when I leave my emotions out of it, my record is pretty good. So I would say 70, or somewhere around 70 or 75%. But I know I'm not the best at that, so I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, I'm the best picking fights because I'm not. But I can break down a fight. Like if you tell me to break down a fight, or if you put tape on TV or on a screen, I can break it down in real time. All right. Like 3 or 4 more of these, then I have to really get into what we want to talk about. I want to acknowledge everybody, and I want to acknowledge everybody, and I want to just make sure everybody's here. AJ thinking God Wilder lost. He knows he don't want to feel that. I don't know about that one. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. As time went on, I did say I made a video about it later last year. I said that I think Wilder would have beat Anthony Joshua. I think he would have knocked him out. But after how he got whooped by Fury, it's not because he lost to Fury. It's how he lost. It's when you take a beating like that. I mean, or a guy psychologically just beats you down, you never come back the same. And with him being 34 years old, and with Joshua still having room for growth, I can't see. I don't see that fight as one-sided either way as I used to. I still think that's an even fight. But I would favor Joshua at this moment. Wilder beats Fury. Huey Fury, that is. You damn right, greasy bastard. You talking like a greasy bastard. We got my main man, Paul from FNF Live. That's my best friend in the world. Shout out to Paul from FNF Live. How you doing, Paul? Shout out to him in Chicago. We fire him. We control the fire. You damn right. Shout out to Teddy Atlas. Man, Wilder fight 39 bums, one Oman Ortiz, two times. Yeah, pretty much. That was the case. You did say Kelberg had the style to beat Errol Spence. He did have the style to beat Errol Spence, and I genuinely believe if he didn't kill himself to go down from 160 to 147 in one training camp, he would have beat Errol Spence. To be honest with you, if you want the honest to God truth, but that's just my humble opinion. There we go. We got Chuck D Boxing. Can't wait till Fury and Joshua face off. Skill, power, boxing IQ on display. Yeah, that's gonna be a great fight. And Joshua's showing a lot of growth. Angel Fernandez is doing a great job of adding some subtle things to his game. So you got to give Anthony Joshua his respect. He made the adjustments after camp. But much like Fury did, he didn't get rid of Robert Kraken, but he brought in some help. He brought in a different voice. He brought in a different angle, and that's why we saw him boxing a different way. Mr. Smurf 459 says that's facts, bossed up. Yep, yeah, man. Great minds think alike, man. I respect you a lot. Great mind on boxing. We've had great conversations in the past, and long may it continue, my brother. Carlos Padilla, shout out to him. He says Fury flicks his punches sometimes to set up power shots. Yeah, and he does it great. He does it just as good as anybody in boxing. We got my man fully bossed up. Says I respect you, my G. 100% agree to disagree. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. We can agree to disagree. That's the whole point of this thing. As boxing fans, we talk about what we want to talk about. We give our opinions. We give our perspectives, and basically, that's what makes us fun. How fun would it be if we just sat here and agreed all the time? Enrique Luna, shout out to him. He says, "Come on, champ. You a fan this weekend? Go try with Tito." I'm always a boxing fan, even no matter who's fighting. But yeah, it's a bit of a more than usual because Romo Gonzalez is fighting, and he's fighting a guy that I've grown very fond of in a short amount of time from my time meeting him in the UK in Cali Fight. It's a great fight. It's a true legacy fight for both fighters. You got Cal Yafai, who is say what you want about him, but listen, the reality is he is the longest reigning champion from the UK, and the UK has had a lot of world champions in the time he's been world champion. So that does say something about Cal Yafai. I think people want to slag him off, but he's a solid fighter. We just don't know how good he is yet, but we're gonna find out Saturday night. I just saw a video on YouTube with a young Fury and Stewart doing pad work and he flicking his jabs. Yeah, I've seen that video too. I love those. I love those videos of him and Emmanuel Stewart. They're gems. Wilder, why would Wilder take a step aside for Joshua? No way, no how. I think if anybody else, maybe, because it would give him time, and that's what he needs right now. He needs to buy some time, and he needs to buy some time and refine himself a bit. My man L Dog, he says, "What's up, True School? So hyped for this Roman Gonzalez fight coming up." Yeah, man. I'll be honest with you. I was hyped for Wilder Fury. Like, don't get it twisted. I was really hyped for that fight, but like I said when this fight got made, there's no fight in boxing that I'm more excited about than this fight right here, because I love Chocolatito and I just interviewed Cal and he was really cool to me. So really just really excited about it. It's a true legacy fight, a true legacy fight for both fighters, and whoever wins is going to really do great things for their careers. Why did Roman Gonzalez not pursue unification on HBO? Now that's a question. That's a great question right there. When he was on HBO, he was trying to pursue unification. He wanted after he beat Quadras, well, he was. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Rungvisai was mandatory, and then after that, if he would have won that fight, he would have gotten an Inoue fight after that, and that would have been a unification fight. So, and then I remember when he was champion, Gaia Estrada hadn't quite come out to 115, because if you remember, Gaia was still fighting at, I believe he was still fighting at 112 when Chocolatito moved up to 115. So. But I could be wrong. My memory might be a bit off. So you let me know in the comments. But we've acknowledged everybody here. So if you're here right now, I wanted to say thank you guys and God bless you if you're here. But let's get into this whole Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, like step aside thing. So obviously in boxing right now, the fight happened. We know the conclusion. Fury has proven himself to be the best heavyweight in the division. Wilder has taken a step back and has lost in devastating fashion, and a whole lot of mess has come out about his camp, has come out about his problems with Mark Breland, has come out about, how him and JD's have kind of teamed up to make Mark Breland the fall guy. And Mark Breland, unfairly, in my opinion, the scapegoat. And, there was a whole story about apparently he quit against the locker room, and he was left crying outside the locker room. And I made my opinions on this very clear. If you don't know what they are, go check my most recent video. But as many of us know, a rumor out there is circulating that Tyson Fury, Top Rank, Frank Warren, and all parties involved in the Fury camp are talking about, giving Deontay Wilder step aside money so that he can pursue that very rare but very important all British undisputed heavyweight title fight with Anthony Joshua. And look, my personal opinion on that is this: I really think that's what needs to happen for boxing. We need one face, one name, one champion. And listen, it don't matter if it's with Deontay Wilder or not. We need one face, one name, one champion. And Wilder had half a decade. He had half a decade to try to give it to us. He didn't take it. He got his ass thoroughly whooped. And I think if he wants to give himself I'm speaking just objectively right now. If he really wants to give himself the best chance to win against Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua, if Anthony Joshua comes out of a Fury fight for Undisputed as the winner, then Wilder needs to take some time. He needs to buy himself some time. He needs to, make some changes to his team. I think he needs to get some new voices in his ear. So I think he needs to fire JD's. If he wants to fire Mark Breland as he has, continue doing that as well. But he needs new ideas. He needs to try to break himself down and build back up. And he's 34 years old, so that's going to be tough. He's got 40-plus fights of habits and a foundation established. He is what he is. So it's going to be hard to change, but you can make some tweaks. And I think he needs some tweaks. And he needs a trainer who has credibility, who has trained heavyweights at the world-class level, at championship level, and been successful doing it. So I'm not going to sit here and say who I think who should train him, but he needs to do that. And then, so I say that to say this. I say that to say that Deontay Wilder, he needs to take the step aside money, because it works out for him in multiple ways. Now, number one, listen, I'm sure if you're watching this, most people watching this, you're probably like an average person. I would say I'm pretty much an average person in terms of our income. I'm pretty sure like most of us aren't rich, because the percentage of people that are rich in the world is not very high. And to be fair, Wilder's got more money than compared to most people, but like, boxing's you get a short window in boxing to make some money. And my mentality is like, look, if you can get paid millions of dollars to just step aside and do nothing, then why not do it? Take the couple million, let it sit in your bank account. Take some trips to Africa or Cabo or Bora Bora or wherever the hell you and your wife want to go, or wherever the hell you want to go, and enjoy yourself. Or invest it into some real estate or some stocks. Do something good for yourself with that money. While you're doing that, reevaluate yourself, reevaluate what's went wrong, reevaluate your bad habits, take an honest look at yourself as a fighter, and make changes accordingly. Okay, that's just my opinion on the subject, to be honest with you. But since this whole scenario was brought out in the public, that Fury and Bob Arum and Frank Warren and the Fury camp, they might attempt to pay Wilder step aside money. Believe it or not, Shelly Finkel has actually come out and stated what he thinks about all this. So I want to read you guys the quote after what Shelly Finkel said, and we'll get into that from there. Here's what Shelly Finkel had to say in regards to Tyson Fury and his camp offering Wilder step aside money so he can pursue a Joshua all British undisputed heavyweight title fight. He said, I quote, I can confirm that Deontay Wilder will exercise the right to fight Tyson Fury next. That's the fight Deontay wants next. It will happen next. What else? What else did they say? That was about it, really. That's really all he said. So, Finkel has pretty much said that, because Finkel has pretty much came out and said that he's going to exercise the rematch clause and that he's not taking step aside money, which I think would be a massive mistake for Deontay Wilder. He really needs to take the money for doing nothing, buy himself some time, and try to make the necessary changes to his career to give himself the best chance to be the best version of himself. Because listen, as much as I don't like Deontay Wilder, and for as much respect as I've lost for him, I think this is a chance for him to really become an all-time great. I mean, an all-time great in boxing. So we'll see what happens with Wilder. But personally, I think he's a fraud and he got exposed. And a loss will expose a man more than a win does. Defeat always has a way of bringing out who you really are underneath than victory does. And I think we've seen who Wilder really is, which is why I don't think he's going to be a champion again, on top of the fact that he's 34 years old. So that's just my personal opinion. But the reality of the situation is right now is that Wilder hasn't actually activated the rematch clause. So there's still a lot of gray areas. There's still a lot of room for interpretation and things like that. So that's what Shelly Finkel had to say about the manner. And he's not going to take any step aside money for Anthony Joshua. And you got to also ask yourself the question, like, Deontay Wilder does not like Anthony Joshua. They have a lot of bad blood from the 2018 and 2019 negotiations. So the question you also have to ask is, if he is going to step aside, why would he do it for AJ? Why would he do anything that's going to benefit AJ? So I think Wilder's ego is going to get hurt more ways than one, because his ego won't let him accept the loss for what it truly was, which was him being a very limited and vulnerable fighter, and Fury taking the one thing he had great going for him and stripping him down to an amateur fighter, and a novice amateur fighter at that, because that's what he looked like. He's got to really just leave his ego at the door and keep his boots on the ground. That's my opinion. But let's go to some comments, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of comments coming in. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe, do all that good stuff. It's your boy BT. We're live here on YouTube once again, on the grind from Frisco, Texas. As always, it's great to be live. But let's go. We got all right, my bad. I don't know why I left the comment on there, but anyway, let's see. We got Carlos Padilla. He says, do you think the uppercut, body grappling, and leaning when it's not in excess gets a bad rap in boxing? It's a strategy to me. Do you think the upper body grappling and leaning in? I mean, personally, like, I don't like that. I don't like that particular style of boxing. It's that style of boxing is actually why I didn't like Andre Ward. I absolutely hated Andre Ward because he fought that kind of a style. He'd maul you, and the thing is too, like, he wouldn't even throw a lot of punches when he would maul you. So it was a low volume mauling, and I hated it. I mean, I understood why he did it. It was effective for him, so he fought the fight that worked for him. I can't blame him for that, because I'm not in the ring fighting. It's not my life. It's not my well-being, and it's not my career. So however you want to fight is your prerogative, but it does get a bad rap. And I'm okay with it as long as it's not excessive. If your first result every time a fighter crowds you is to automatically clinch them, then you need to get a point deducted because that's boxing outside the rules. That's just my opinion. We got Johnny Boy. Shout out to my man Johnny Boy. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Everybody go subscribe to Johnny Boy's channel if you haven't done so already. He's a great guy. It was the suit. Yeah, man. Shout out to my main man Malachi's Grace. It was the suit. It was the batteries. It was the flashing neon lights. We had Wilder looking like a freaking fake ass version of Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. So listen, that's how the game goes sometimes. The game don't love nobody. Good job, buddy. Funny name. He says, Wilder isn't a boxer. He's a fighter with a dangerous right hand that he's inhibited him in his pro career. He refused to learn how to box. He should have fought like Mike Tyson to beat Fury. He can't fight like Mike Tyson to beat Tyson Fury. His legs don't have that kind of flexibility or dexterity, so that'll never happen. Put that link out, bro. I'm not sure what link you're talking about, so please be specific in the comments. Tyson headbutted the left ear and rabbit punched him. Talking about Wilder? Nah. He didn't rabbit punch him. I don't think so. How did Bermane Stiverne fight for the vacant WBC championship? If Vitaly never retired, he would have fought Stiverne. Wait, which was it? How did Bermane Stiverne fight for the vacant WBC championship? Yeah, it's true. Vitaly would have iced Stiverne too. Stiverne, at his best, Stiverne would be a good mid-level contender, but Stiverne. Listen, I've been around. I've seen Stiverne train in the gym because there was a period of time. I'm gonna say like 2016. This is right around the time a Wilder was scheduled to fight Povetkin originally. Stiverne was training at the heavyweight factory for about a good half a year, and I used to see Stiverne all the time. And I spent a couple of days with him, and I watched him train. I mean, you can go back on my channel from my 2016 archives and see like I got 30-minute videos of Stiverne just training, and like he's a solid fighter, better than people think, but not as good as not as good as winning a title, but better than people think. But just a very lazy guy. Trains very lazily, to be honest with you. Oh my God, Malachi is great. Well, on Johnny Boy is right. Wilder's not getting no title soon. The only title he might get is if PBC decided to create a fake championship, because there's been rumors of that a lot recently about PBC maybe creating their own title. But unless you want to count that title, no, he's not getting a legitimate title ever again. Holding is boxing. I love Porter and Ward's style. No comment. I like Porter because he's more active with his hands, but Ward, I can't stand Ward. Thank God he's out of boxing. He's better commentator than he was a fighter. Like you said, bro, it's 34 years old, and the mid-30s was when everybody starts to lose a step. Well, that's not everybody, bro. Not everybody. I think when I get in my mid-30s, I'm gonna be a freaking monster. That's just my opinion, though. Shout out to my man Michael Ryan Pitts, and listen, my man Michael Ryan Pitts is from Alabama, so we got one of Alabama's very own in here, and he's not a Wilder fan himself, so I tell you about Wilder. He says my prediction is he will take step aside money. That way, he and his delusional fangirls can say Tyson is ducking him. Watch and see. Yeah, I can only imagine those bums and deluded people like BFTB over there on LDBC talking about ducking. And you know what's funny? I got a video coming out, and I'm actually gonna reuse that clip, that BFTB that I put in my BFTB video. If you guys remember that video, I got a 1 hour video coming out soon called five years of fraud, the Deontay Wilder title reign. So look out for that. Hergovic will KO Wilder. Also shout out to Johnny Boy. Yes. Let's see. Smash the like button. Yes. Shout out to L Dog. Wilder looked very weak, and this is Lock Dog. Shout out to Lock Dog because Wilder looked very weak. I think he underestimated Fury's power and didn't train properly. I think so too, but I just think it's a matter of Tyson Fury being a better fighter. And I think it would have happened any night. Wilder's has 40 KOs still. Y'all overreacting. One loss ain't done, dude. No, it's Donovan, and I'm gonna tell you why it's Donovan. It's not that he lost. Good job, buddy. It's because how he lost. You know, he went into this fight psychologically thinking that Tyson Fury couldn't hurt him. And not only did it happened very quickly in the fight. He didn't win any moment of the fight. On top of that, you know, Deontay Wilder, like I would say that there's never been a fighter in the history of boxing, and if there is, please let me know of one. There's never been a fighter in any weight class in the history of boxing that has relied on more of their power and become more of whose reputation was so built on one thing like their power than Deontay Wilder. I can't think of one. Maybe you could say a George Foreman, maybe like an Edwin Valero if you want to go to the smaller weight classes, but I can't think of any fighter whose reputation was so built upon their power. So when a fighter realizes that one thing that they built their whole reputation on isn't enough, then they're beat. He's beat. He's done. He'll never beat Fury. Oh, you want to join? Okay, Hyro Gallows wants to join. So you know what? Let's put the link. All right. I don't have my headphones, so that's why I haven't been putting out the link. But let's see. Invite. Yeah, you know what? If anybody wants to come in and join the StreamYard, I'm gonna put the link out right here. So Johnny Boy or Hyro Galvez or whoever, if you want to come, speak your piece, give your thoughts on Wilder, you know, this whole situation. I'd love to hear from you guys. There's the link right there. Let me know. Yeah, man, get them likes up. Like I don't know where the likes are at, but I don't know what the likes are at the moment. But be nice to get them up. No, man. One fight don't make the man. Y'all seem like amateurs to me. Come on, y'all, for real. Listen. Okay, hold on. We got good job buddy here right now. So let's get him on the stream. Let's hear what he has to say because he has a differing opinion. All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, dude. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Right to you, dude. You came up on my recommended, and I got a crack on my phone there, so I might just take. Oh well, if it's bothering people, I'll take because I'm ugly as it is.
It's all good, bro. We have to work with what we got.
Yeah, that's about what I get right there. Anyway, look, man. All right, so homie has that. That's his gift from God, and he can do it to anybody. And he did. I think Tyson Fury solved that puzzle. One man solved that puzzle.
Yes.
That doesn't mean he's done. I think he's still knock out fucking AJ. And he's, you know what I think is my problem with him is he's refusing to learn how to box. Whomever is teaching him, I watch his footwork. He has got shitty, sloppy footwork, man. He looks like an amateur on the feet, and you know, that's because that right hand is always the great equalizer. And he was losing the fight against Ortiz until he smashed him. You know, and as he gets older, he has to rely on it more and more. But I don't think he's done. I think he's got a chance or two left at still getting a title with that right hand. You know, he ain't completely done. I just feel like that's a little bit overreacting.
We'll have to see, but we got Johnny Boy here as well. What's up, Johnny Boy?
What's up, bro? How you doing, man? It's late over here.
Man, how you living?
I'm chilling, bro. Like I say, just my pops is sick and fucking, you know, just hanging up, taking care of the old man. You know how it is.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah, man. I think he's, like I say, I mean, you know, you got them odd cases where the guys, they're, you know, still well off in their 40s, like Pacquiao and Archie Moore, and, you know, some oddballs. But like I say, for the most part, that mid 30s is when usually all them dudes start to lose a step. So I think he's gonna. I think it's over. I think it's fucking over for him, bro.
I do too.
Deontay started late, man, and like looking over in the UFC, Jorge Masvidal just hit his stride at 34 years old.
Yeah,
I agree. By 38, I believe you're about where your pinnacle. But there's still some time for people if you started late. Like Deontay started at 19, 21 years old, right around that area, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like he's still got a couple years left in him. And I think he came in too heavy. He was 231. That's like about 10 or 12 pounds too heavy. And I don't think he has the legs to carry that kind of weight. I think he definitely, in my opinion, needed to get underneath the elbows of Tyson Fury and get low and fight like a little man. And I don't think he knows how to do that yet. But I think it's teachable.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
his issue to me seems like that he's not willing to listen because just judging how he's been treating Mark Breland recently and just how his whole approach to the Fury rematch, it's hard for me to believe that he's someone that likes to absorb information in the gym as far as like new ideas.
and
I
I
agree
think
with that. I agree with that. I mean, you got to believe they've been trying to get him to learn how to fucking, box for years, like use some footwork. Dude has never looked good on his feet.
well, and I think it's because I mean, like, I can just use myself as an example, bro. Like, I ended up, going another route and doing the street life and all that shit. But I was hitting the bag when I was 5, 6 years old, bro. It's like, I remember my dad holding the pads for me when I was, 6, 7 years old, bro. To showing me how to punch and all this. Like, it's evident he started late. You know what I'm saying? It's apparent. You can see it. It's right. It's right there. It's right there. But I mean, I think the thing with Breland, bro, is Breland's probably trying to steer him in the right direction, but he's so used to having a bunch of yes men around him that he's like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. It'll never work as long as JD's in the picture. Never.
That was a mistake, man. You don't make decisions like that when you're emotional. He was emotional. That was a poor decision. And he's still like probably not developed emotionally because he had a lot of success.
Are you talking about Wilder firing Mark Breland or Mark Breland throwing in the towel?
That was an emotional reaction to his loss. Like, you don't fire the dude trying to help you out, man. He didn't know if you had a broken eardrum or not. He was a doctor.
Yeah, he sees him bleeding from the ear and getting knocked down twice and losing every round. So, like, what do you want him to think, being a former fighter?
Yeah. Plus, when you come to the corner, you look like a totally different guy than the other 40 fights I've been. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I've been there with you that long and you don't look like the regular dude when you come to the corner like I'm used to seeing, it's my job to make sure you're healthy when this thing's over with. And it wasn't. Was it going to get better in the next 5 rounds? It wasn't getting any better.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. He was just going to take.
I thought he did right by me. Wilder can live to fight another day.
Right. But that's my point is, look, man, I'm not totally disagreeing with y'all. He might be done. I'm saying I'm not going to write that dude off until I see him fight again one more time. Maybe.
Yeah, no. I mean,
let him react to a loss.
You can never totally write him off just because he's got the power, bro. You can never completely write him off, but at the same, I think we're going to start to see the decline. Is what I'm getting at, bro.
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, I'm not writing him off. I'm only writing him off because of the mental part of it. Mentally, I think he's just never going to be the same. Because before the Fury rematch, I was saying that it was going to take something special to beat Deontay Wilder because he was such a confident fighter and the self belief was so strong, but. Now that's been stripped in the way he lost to Fury, I just can't see it, that mental side of him ever returning to what it was.
Well, I think the contract has a third fight in it. And if you were talking about it earlier, and you obviously know for sure or not, if they have a third fight and he takes it and he wins, by a first round knockout because he lands that fucking right hand, now what? Now what are we talking about? It's the same problem with his footwork, same problem with his dedication to the actual art and craft, but he wins because he lands that right hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're back in the same spot we were before this fight. Is he a generational heavyweight, or is he just got that right hand and that's it?
Personally, I think it's the latter. I think he just got the right hand, to be honest with you. I don't think he's a generational heavyweight. He could have been a generational heavyweight, but I don't look at him as a generational heavyweight.
Those numbers are hard to argue with. Until he met Tyson Fury, he had some crazy numbers. One.
He did, but I mean, if you really get into the resume, like how much that 40+ is legit, like.
Well, was everybody that? I mean, do you think he was selective in who he fought?
Oh, I know he was selective.
I thought AJ was ducking him.
I don't think so. I thought he ducked AJ clearly. AJ's been a pro. AJ's been a pro in half the time as Wilder, and he's fought more legit opposition than Wilder.
But Wilder was, being sparring partners with fucking people like David Hay and other qualifiable heavyweights. He was out in the mix. He went to England and got in AJ's, face. I don't know. Maybe that was all for show. He knew his management was going to decline the deal, but
I mean, listen,
he did it. He did do it.
The way I look at it is this, man. Like in I believe it was his 24th or 25th fight. Deontay Wilder fought a guy named Damon McCreary who was a super middleweight and ate himself the heavyweight. And he was fighting those guys in his 25th fight. You know, when he got the belt against DeVerne in 2015, his manager came out 9 days after and said that we don't want to fight Klitschko because he's just a kid and we want to grow him. We want to grow him into being the champion. And then he turned down $100 million to fight Joshua for Undisputed. So there's just too many. There's too many things I can point to for me to say that Wilder's whole career, majority of his career, was handpicked opposition. That's me though.
Fair enough, but all right, let's talk about it like this. Just I know this is fucking dreamland, but what if Tyson Fury doesn't get up from that knockdown in the 12th round and Deontay wins the first fight and Tyson wins the second fight just like he just did? And we got it 1 against 1. Are we? Because look, man, everybody knows most referees wave that off when they see a man go down like that. They're like, "Oh, that's over." You know, I don't believe in all that fucking extraterrestrial whatever, but him getting up from that knockdown in the 12th round was some kind of godlike stuff.
Yeah.
Most men don't get up from that. If he doesn't get up from that, we got a 1-0, then we got a 1-1, you know, and an ass whooping in the second fight. We're all looking forward to the trilogy, and nobody's writing them off. Yeah. The only reason we're writing them off is because Tyson got up from that what would have been a knockout on any other man on the planet.
What do you feel about that, Johnny Boy? How do you feel about that?
I ain't trying to see fight number 3, bro. I mean, he already whipped his ass twice. I don't need to see 3, bro. I'd rather see him and AJ for Undisputed, like you was talking about earlier, bro. Like,
yes, please, yes.
Yeah, man. I mean,
oh man, AJ's so awesome now. It's so funny how he just got beat by a guy who's out of shape, overweight, pizza eating, and everybody's writing AJ off. He gets his comeback fight and wins, and AJ's great. We haven't had Deontay Wilder's comeback fight yet, but he's gone. He's done.
All I'm saying is, like, I don't need to see it again, bro. I'd rather see, you know what I'm saying, them fight.
And I hear you. I would like to see that too, man. I'm with you on that. I want to see that fight too, but I'm not going to write Deontay Wilder off yet. If he was 37, 38, I'd write him off. I feel like he's got another shot at this thing, and that right hand brings the fucking declaration of God with it.
Yeah, well,
it does. But honestly, I mean, I think he's been found out. I think if he doesn't fight Fury for the third fight for whatever reason, you're gonna see him extremely carefully matched. Like you're gonna see you're gonna see him fight Charles Martin. You're gonna see him fight Kaunaki.
Yeah,
all that stuff is coming.
That's what I'm thinking too, bro. I think they're gonna end up throwing him in there with Kaunaki or DeMartin. Like, yeah. I was thinking the same.
Yeah, for the PBC belt, they're gonna bring that out too, so they can say Wilder's a champion again.
I think Dylan White is making a run at him. I think that's why I don't know if y'all seen it. He's made like 5 or 6 different interviews on YouTube. Dylan White, he's trying to get that fight with Deontay now.
Yeah, I love to see it. You know, those are 2 of the hardest punchers in the division. Make it happen.
And White's been waiting in line for a fucking title shot forever. Yeah.
Look, man, I'm just excited because we had an American heavyweight who could compete, and you know, he gave me that reminiscent of Mike Tyson kind of excitement, and so I'm hanging on to that still by a thread, but I'm hanging on to that.
Yeah, hey, fair enough. I you know, after a while, the American heavyweights in shambles right now. We don't really have anybody. I mean, like once you get past the Wilder, you got Charles Martin and Jarrell Miller and Trevor Bryan and all these. There's nobody that we really have that can compete with any of them.
Yeah, it's sad after Deontay, man, and that's why I want, like, you know, all our hopes, my hopes anyway, are hanging on him to take the L, but also like learn from it instead of make excuses. That fucking costume excuse was, I was like, nah, man, take that back, bro. Take it all back,
bro. I've never heard a big variety of fucking excuses like this before, ever. And I've been watching since the 90s when I was a kid, bro. I've never heard the barrage of fucking excuses you're getting from these dudes.
Dude, Mike Tyson had every excuse in the book he could have made up with the Buster Douglas loss. He didn't say shit. We all, like the media, made excuses for Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We made them excuses. I was like, well, he had to deal with the Robin Givens thing and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that got him distracted. I made excuses for Mike Tyson. Deontay, he didn't even let the fucking ink dry. And he was like, yo, I shouldn't have walked in with that heavy outfit on and my legs was tired. And I'm like, oh, hell, dog.
Andre Durrell told Mark Billion to throw on the towel. It was his fault.
Yeah, he's firing people in the locker room. I'm like, yo, man, wait till the damn fight's over, please.
Yeah, he fucking, and then he's like, I mean, homie looked. He said that costume was stupid as hell. Anyway, he looked like Cell from Dragon Ball Z, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Like, dude,
what the fuck are you doing, man? Yeah, are you going to a next fight? He's gonna come out naked.
Speaking of,
put his shorts on in the ring.
Probably a better idea for him. You know, he might actually win.
Speaking of,
you know what? He should have been carried out like Tyson was. That way he didn't have to use any of his legs.
Speaking of Mike Tyson, bro, that's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson knew how to walk into the ring. He ran to the fucking ring. Didn't have no costume on, nothing, bro. He just ran up in there.
Yeah, he was like, oh shit, here he come.
Let's get to business.
Oh God, man. You know he put the fear of God in people when he come out like that too, because there was no fanfare. All the fanfare was going to be on your temple.
Yeah, the only like the only thing glamorous about his entrances was like when he played DMX.
Yeah.
Man. And Mike got a bad rap. I think, you know, I'm 46 years old, so I'm old enough to remember watching him fight, and he is an action. You know, people think, you know, he was like Deontay is a fighter. Deontay has a right hand. Mike Tyson's a boxer, though. He had great footwork. He had fantastic fucking his inside game, better than any heavyweight ever. Can get underneath your elbow. I like to say it like that because he could duck your shit and come up underneath you, and you can't stop that stuff. He's taking your head off now.
I don't know about any heavyweight ever, but he's up there though.
You know who had a good inside?
Well, because he was little though. Like, you know, like Ali couldn't get underneath you. Ali had to keep you at bay. Ali did his thing with his advantages. Mike Tyson was disadvantaged with height, but he could use it to his advantage.
Riddick Bowe was a pretty great inside fighter.
That's what I was just gonna say that, bro.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that Riddick Bowe, for a big man, could fucking throw down on the inside, bro, in the pocket, bro.
Doing that.
Yeah, and there's a couple other ones that were that had that same inside game like Mike, but Mike, he gets a bad rep for being like a knockout artist, but his boxing skills were, you know, they were A boxing skills. They weren't maybe A plus, but they were A rate boxing skills, not like Deontay, who's like a D rate. He doesn't have the boxing skills Mike Tyson had at all.
Nah.
What do you guys think about George Foreman saying that he wanted to train Deontay Wilder? You guys see that?
Yeah, I've seen that. I think Foreman's a little too old to be doing that, man. He's getting up there in age. Big George is getting up. I love fucking Big George, man, but he's getting up there in age. He's pushing 75 now. He says, I don't know. I mean, maybe he could, show him some fundamental shit, but it's not like the dude's going to be going on, give him some advice, give him some, a little heart to heart or something, but I don't think he's, you know what I mean? Like,
he might respect George Foreman more than he respects the people around him. That might help, but
I think so.
He needs to learn how to box, man. He's an athlete. He you know, there's more to him than he shows in the ring. I've never seen anybody so stiff from the waist down in a boxing ring that is acclaimed as good as he is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't think he's gonna change much. So the only title I think he's gonna win is the PBC belt against Charles Martin.
Yeah, let me fight Charles.
And even, honestly, and even then, I don't know, man. You just never know. I think he's psychologically he's not gonna be the same. Like psychologically he's gonna decrease so much that I think you can't even rule out a Charles Martin against him because Charles Martin's improving.
But let's pretend in pretend land he exercises the third fight and knocks out Tyson Fury in the first round. Now what? You still think the same?
That ain't gonna happen, though.
It's not gonna happen. But
we know it can. We know it can happen because he can do it with anybody.
That's not happening.
Let's say he trains with George Foreman for 6 months and comes in and knocks him out in the first round, one punch. Now, who do you want to see more? Do you want to see Fury AJ or AJ Wilder? Which one do you want to see more?
We'll see. And bro, and listen, man, I picked Wilder to win. For some reason I was like, I was rooting for Fury, but I was like, dude, for some reason, something in my gut's telling me he's gonna clip him with something, and I was wrong, bro. Fury's proved me wrong twice. I think if they do a third one, it'll be more or less the same as the second one, bro. And speaking of PBC, what PBC need to do is get my boy Manny Pacquiao a fucking fight over here, and they need to get and they need to get on that Plant Benavidez fight, because that's a hell of a fight too, right there.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm sick of all these. PBC has been pretty lackluster this year. What would you say? It's been pretty bad so far this year, PBC cards.
Bro, they got James Kirkland headlining the card in a couple of weeks. Like, what the hell's the matter?
Isn't he fighting like Walter Castillo or something like that? Or who is he fighting?
I forget who the hell it is, but yeah, they got some good.
Have y'all watched these YouTubers fight? Have you paid any attention to that?
I was there live at one of their fights because I'm from Miami, and one of the fights was in Miami. I was there. It was pretty bad.
Oh, the Jake Paul fight?
I know. Jake Paul versus Gibb. I was there.
Yeah,
I think that's good for the sport, but I think it's great for YouTube. And just not necessarily that. I don't think they need to be headlining. You know what I mean? Like, they need to be right where that Miami fight was perfect. You're the undercard. You got good fights all around you. It happened exactly the way I thought it would happen. Obviously, they were a mismatch, but I like this idea of because boxing needs a rebirth, and YouTube might be the place for it.
I think so.
I think that's how Deontay Wilder got famous. If people started watching his knockout highlight reel, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Shit, we can do me and some of the LDBC can do a little amateur fight.
We can do a YTBC versus LDBC card. We can get my man Johnny Boy versus Fanon, and I can fight BFTV.
Oh, bro, I gotta.
I love it. I love that stuff, man. I want in on that. I got a guy I want to fucking fight on YouTube too, and I'd love to get in on that undercard.
Bro, I would knock the snot out of that dude. But that dude. But no, I gotta have somebody challenging like 78 or somebody.
Okay, 78.
Somebody with a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, BFTB wouldn't be a challenge for me either. Honestly, like that was like a tune-up fight for me.
Yeah, right. Fanon will be my tune-up. Fanon, you're gonna be my warm-up, bro. Oh,
that's great, man. I want to watch these fights. I think there need to be more YouTube fights, bro. I love the YouTube fights, man.
I gotta shit this weight off, bro. I'm walking around here like Tony fucking Soprano now, bro. I gotta shit this.
Yo, the backstory is what sells these fights. People want to see, they know the backstory, so it's like daytime dramas, those soap operas, with a fight to it.
Yeah.
People like that.
Somebody in the comments said that boxing needs more genuine, like, bad blood matchups. I feel like boxing, that's the one thing boxing lacks, because a lot of these guys are friends, and they're too buddy with each other.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, man. Like,
that's what I like about the UFC, man. There's a lot of fights and they fight a lot, so you can get some real bad blood going. I love UFC for the personal stories.
Man, they need to get that. They need to get that fucking. Speaking of UFC, they need to. I'm looking forward to that Tony Khabib fight, and I'm also looking forward to see. I want to see Masvidal and Usman or Masvidal.
Oh my god, dude! Both those fights, my god, man. Dude, that's the whole year for me, man. The whole year is those two fights, homie.
Brendan, I used to live in Lauderdale, bro. I used to.
Yeah, you told me. You told me
that. Yeah, I used to live in Pompano, and I used to live in Lauderdale, bro. Yeah,
I know all about that, man. I know all about that.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine lives in Big Bear, California, and he sees Tony Ferguson all the time. And I think Tony Ferguson is going to beat Khabib.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I think he's going to beat him.
I don't really follow UFC, but Khabib's the man. Like, one thing I know about UFC is that Khabib is the man.
He definitely is, but I think Tony Ferguson is he's missed his opportunities. Now he's going to get it. And he can start fighting today, and
on March 28th, he could still be fighting and would not be winded. That's the kind of guy that Tony Ferguson is. You can't make him tired.
We got that fight April 18th, and then on my birthday, fucking Inoue Casimiro is fighting. So I'm about to be chilling for that one. That's on my birthday, bro.
Yeah,
on the 25th.
And I think Masvidal is going to starch Usman. I think he's going to knock him out.
I'll go for Masvidal just because he's from Miami. So I'll go for it.
I love Jorge, man. I'm a big fan of Jorge. I'm glad he's getting his up and comings, man. He's lost a lot of fights by split decision.
Yeah.
The fight against Damian Maia, I thought he won for sure. And I'm like, these people don't fucking get it, man. Like, just because he took him down doesn't mean he won the fight. He didn't put him he didn't. If you don't lock him up, to me, the takedown don't matter.
Yeah, it's funny, bro. Because I got a buddy who's a giant Nate Diaz fan, bro. And when I saw Masvidal just beat the shit out of him, bro, he was like, what the fuck? They stopped it too early, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, bro. Yeah, he got his ass beat. Sit down.
Yeah, dog. They actually saved his face a little bit. That was only going south for
you know what made Masvidal a fucking triple OG in my book is because he brought Roberto Duran in the octagon after he yeah. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Masvidal knows about his roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, after he had the big win against Nate Diaz a couple months ago, bro. He brought Roberto Duran in the octagon. He's like, and I'm gonna bring the greatest fucking fighter of all time. I'm so happy that you're going to be here to watch my fight. And it was cool, bro. It was cool.
Yeah, they hung out and had dinner together.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Jorge's stock is rising, and I'm so happy for that dude, man, because I've been watching him for a long time. Jorge Masvidal is part of the reason I started watching UFC, because I follow that dude, Kimbo Slice, right on in from YouTube into the UFC. That's how I became a fan of UFC, watching Kimbo Slice.
We got Jairo Galvez here now.
Hey, hello.
What up, Jairo?
Hey, I wanted to text him a little bit about MMA, to be honest.
Turn into MMA live.
What's up, dog?
Hey, so how do you feel about Justin Gaethje versus Conor?
Yeah, I think Conor. Look, Justin is hot, but he's also beatable, and Conor's too smart for him. I think it's too early for Justin to fight Conor, but good for him. But I think Justin's going to get a lesson, because Conor is the real deal. He ain't like some fake prodigy. He's the real deal.
Yeah, I mean, Gaethje's a hell of a good fighter. He's one of my favorite fighters, the UFC wise. He's a banger, but Conor might be a bit too much for him. He's not going to go down easy, but
he won't use his wrestling.
Yeah, that's the thing
right there. What you just said, man, is wrestling. He almost refuses to use it, and it would be his. He's gonna want to stand up against Conor, and that's gonna be his downfall. I think he'll go to decision, and I think Conor will win by decision.
But how do you feel about people keep saying, oh, why does Masvidal get the title shot? Why not Edwards? Like, why not Leon Edwards?
Yeah, Edwards deserves every bit of everything. He's just not, it's that excitement factor, man. Like, if Masvidal didn't fight Edwards backstage at the O2 after he fought Till, we still wouldn't know who the fuck he is. It's about your name recognition, and he's great. He's really fucking good, but he just doesn't get the name recognition, man. He isn't getting the fight. He's got it. If he beats Tyrone Woodley, and we still are all treating him like that over here in America, then it's just a damn shame.
I mean, he's got to knock Tyrone out. He's got to knock him out, because like Leon Edwards, he's kind of boring a little bit, but
his fight style is not that boring. It's just his he's trying now. He's trying to be more like vocal and stuff now, but it's almost like I think what happened is that because the backstage brawl happened, that Masvidal got out in front of it, and then he fought he flying kneed Ben Askren, and that put him on the seal. It's like, oh my god, dude, it can't get any better than that, where you run out and knock a dude out in 5 seconds.
Hey, BT, how do you feel about a 115 super boxing series thing?
That's what we need.
Yeah, I feel that would be cool.
That'd be amazing. That's like one of the best divisions in the whole sport right now. You know, I'm just happy about this Chocolatito Calio fight this week, even though I think Roman Gonzalez will probably get him in the middle rounds.
I think so too, bro. I think Chocolatito's gonna catch him, bro. I thought that's my boy too, man. I hope he gets enough hands on another title. So
Me too. And then hopefully he can maybe unify the titles. Maybe he gets that. Maybe they give him the one Estrada fight again.
yeah, there we go. Yep. Yep.
Hey man, I'm definitely subscribing to your channel, dude. I just caught you tonight for the first time, so this is
Did
my
you?
first time here. I'm gonna subscribe to you and keep up with you. It's 1:30 and I gotta hit the sack. But y'all, man, I'm glad to talk to all y'all. And
one last question, bro. One last question. Were you wearing a Carolina Panthers hat?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm a Panthers fan too. So nice to meet you, man.
hell yeah, dog. We got a that's a long story, ain't it?
Yeah.
We got a long way to go with that team. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. So yeah, I'm a Panther fan.
North Carolina, so.
Oh, cool, homie. That's good to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, man.
It's good to hang out with a bunch of fight fans too, man. I love that shit, man. I'm so glad that this came up on my feed, man. It's good to talk to fight fans. I never get to do this, so this is awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, man. Subscribe to Johnny. Johnny has a channel too. His channel is called Johnny Boy. He has a YouTube channel as well. So
yeah,
I'm gonna hit y'all both up. I'm gonna hit y'all both up, man. And I'm gonna subscribe. And anytime you go live, I'll check you out. When I go live, I get like 100 people in my chat room, but it's like I talk about some other shit. So I mean, they don't really keep up with fighting like you guys do, and this has been fantastic. So,
where's Pops?
Yeah, rock on, buddy. Thank you.
All right, homie. I'll talk to y'all soon, man. I'll be looking forward to your next live, buddy. Thank you, Brendan.
Okay, man. Take care, man. God bless.
Yeah,
all right, y'all.
All right, so we have, man, good job, buddy. Shout out to him. Nice meeting him. Before I answer your question, Hyro, hold on. Let me get to the super chat for my boy Henry Brown. He's always here showing love. Yeah, Henry Brown says Wilder won't do that. SMH, he will rematch. Yes, he's gonna probably rematch because it's too much money to pass up, and Wilder's too hard-headed and his ego is too big. But you know, pride becomes before the fall, and he's gonna fall on his ass again. But thank you, Henry, for the super chat. Hyro, my dad is he was supposed to be here already with me, but he had some stuff that came up at home, so I'm not even sure if he's gonna show up. So I'm still waiting for him to get here, but I'm not sure that's gonna happen. So yeah, hello.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that's what it is. Somebody asked me who do I got for the fight this week? Roman Gonzalez or Calio fight? I got Gonzalez. Chocolatito's taking time off. He looks stronger. I saw him. I actually saw him yesterday, and he looked stronger. He looked like he was just happier. And a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. So I got Chocolatito probably in the 7th round getting Calio fight. I saw Calio fight yesterday, and I saw Cal in December when I was in the UK, and he looked big and strong. But then he has to cut about 20 pounds just to get to 115. He's a big guy for the weight class. And when I saw him yesterday, his face was like real sunken in. So I think that'll play a role as well.
Yeah, he's quite a bit bigger than Chocolatito. I bet I seen him at the press conference and shit. I was like, oh fuck, I didn't realize it was like that. But I still got Chocolatito. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, man. What do you guys make of that Mikey Garcia Jesse Vargas fight?
I feel like Mikey because I know who you're. Like I really don't know who Jesse Vargas is. So
you know? Oh, okay.
It's a good little scrap.
Wow.
I think. Look, man, I've been real super critical of Mikey over the years, and in my opinion, rightfully so. But it's a good fight. I got a feeling it'll be like an 8-4 type of fight. It'll go to the cards. I'm assuming. I don't think anybody's getting knocked out in that fight, but I think it'll be like an 8-4 type of fight. It'll be competitive, and I'll say Mikey decision. Yeah.
Why is it for the WBC diamond belt? I don't get it. Like,
well, whenever two fighters fight for a diamond belt, usually that means they become the mandatory for whoever holds the belt in that weight class. Why is it for the belt? I don't know, because the WBC doesn't have any rules. That's why.
I mean, knowing PBC, I mean, rematches are like it's always gonna happen.
Yeah. I'm hoping though, like I want to see how Mikey reacts because Jesse Vargas, he's a solid as far as he's a solid full-fledged welterweight. So if Jesse Vargas catches him with that right hand, like he caught I don't know Bradley or Saddam Ali with, I'm interested to see if Mikey Garcia how he holds up to it. I know he fought Spence. I don't think Spence is really trying to hurt him. To be honest with you.
I mean, bro, yeah, and Bradley. Bradley's was a tough motherfucker, bro, and he fucking knocked the shit out of Bradley at the end of that. Like I say, I mean over the last decade or so, I'd say that Bradley Provatnikov fight is one of my favorites, bro. The last 10 years or so, I fucking love that fight. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I could see Jesse catching him with some shit. I hope he does too, because I don't really care for Mikey, bro.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I was trying to interview him yesterday, but it was too difficult, so I said F it because he came into they had a room where all the fighters go in and you can interview him. And I actually ran into him, I saw him and I tried to get him before he went in the room and they were like, oh no, you got to do it in this room over here, and I was like, okay. Yeah. Then when he got in the room, the whole media started chasing him down. I'm like, F this, I'll just go interview Calia fight or something.
Yeah. Is Rikas Prograis fighting?
Yes, they just announced that today. He's fighting Maurice Hooker
in April. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good fight. I'm not really sure who I favor will win, but it's a good fight. Who do you guys favor in that one? If Maurice Hooker and Prograis,
I got Prograis.
I think Prograis. Yeah.
Probably. I got Prograis because what's his name? Hooker's a bit shinny.
Mm-hmm.
Got that tall man syndrome.
Yeah, he's got that tall man. Yeah, no, I think it's a good scrap, but I think Prograis will come through on that one. I mean, and he's trying to bounce back after the Taylor fight, which in that fight could have went either way. It was a close fight, but that was a fucking war too. Speaking of, but so I think Prograis will show up. I think Prograis will show up and kind of have a good bounce back win off that, off the losing the close fight to Taylor. So.
Yeah, hopefully he can, man. He's probably one of the because right now Wilder's making American boxing look really bad right now, but Prograis is one of the good things about he's one of the good American fighters.
Yeah,
Prograis.
I like Prograis. I like Crawford too, but that's just
Crawford's the truth.
Yeah, Crawford's my boy. I like Prograis. I like Crawford. I like Porter. I like Danny. I like Danny Jacobs because honestly, bro, because those guys don't conduct themselves like some fucking clowns, bro. They conduct themselves like gentlemen, bro. Like that's
like the Charlos.
Yeah,
Charlos.
Momos, yeah.
Oh.
Those two fucking guys.
Lions only promotions.
Lions only promotions. Do you remember when Deion Jacobs pulled up on him and he was like, "I came at the perfect time."
Yeah, bro. And that told you everything you needed to know right there, because he was doing all that huffing and puffing. Then when buddy's right there in front of you, you don't have nothing to say. Like, fuck out of here, man. Come on.
Yeah. And then when he leaves, he starts telling his brother, he said, I ain't in the M's yet. He said, okay, keep putting your fucking mouth.
Yeah. Like, dude, yeah. So them two Broner, Tank, and fucking who's the other one? And Wilder. Bro, those five or six guys right there. I'm like, bro, I can't do this. These dudes is too fucking corny for me, bro. Like, I can't.
Broner is funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think he's a great fighter, but Broner is hilarious. Like when he, do you remember when he fought Jesse Vargas? Leonard Ellerby was sitting right next to him, and he's like, Leonard, he a bitch ass nigga too.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, shut the fuck up, you bitch ass nigga.
that was the best. That was the best thing ever.
Yeah, that shit was funny. That shit was pretty funny. He's just like I say, I can't take those 5 or 6 guys. I just can't take them seriously. Just.
Yo, did you guys hear the news today? Apparently, Josh Taylor hired Ben Davison as his trainer.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah. Josh Taylor's trainer. Now that he split with McGuigan.
That's crazy. I think I heard something about that, but I just kind of wasn't paying attention or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Taylor fights.
I feel like this is gonna be like one of Ben Davison's first chances just to prove, like, because like he trained Tyson Fury. And I feel like he was I feel like he was a good motivator, but I don't really feel like he was like a great trainer.
Yeah,
Because Tyson Fury was already a great fighter. He just needed to motivate him, but he didn't really like tactically like improve Tyson Fury, in my opinion.
yeah. He was just there to keep him up and getting moving around the room and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Same thing would be like same thing with Josh Taylor to a point, because Josh Taylor's an A-level fighter. Like Ben Davidson's only ever trained A-level fighters.
That's a good point. He's jumping from one elite to another. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like Fury, Saunders, Josh Taylor. Like I want to see him train like a C-class guy and see what he can do. See if he can make them better.
Yeah, see if you can get him to a belt or something. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Hey, who do you think? Where do you think Andy Ruiz is gonna train at?
Like where? Like who's he gonna train with?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't think. I think if he was, I think maybe he should look into maybe going with Abel Sanchez. I feel like that style would be good for him.
Didn't they work together?
Oh, they did. You're right. Yeah, they did. I forgot about that. They did. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't really. Who do you have any names, Johnny? Who do you think Andy Ruiz should train with? The treadmill.
Man, listen, he could have fucking Ray Harcel in there. That boy don't quit eating. It ain't gonna help him, bro.
Hey, let's see what Eddie Reynoso can do.
Reynoso, yeah. I mean, they got the little squad going over there with Valdez and Canelo and the rest of them. Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia, the most marketable fighter in boxing.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
They keep talking about Ryan Garcia, how marketable he is, and how he's got 5 million Instagram followers, and how women think he's handsome. Well, okay, we get it.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if Jorge Linares ends up whipping the shit out of him, bro. If he's got, I'm gonna laugh my.
You don't like Ryan Garcia, do you?
Nah, he's kind of he just seems like a little prick to me. I don't know. I could do without him. I hope Linares has something left in the tank and just beats the shit out of him. And like I say, that's what I was talking to BDA or somebody the other day. Says I hope he gets him in there like LaMotta on fucking Raging Bull. He ain't pretty no more, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah. Linares beating him would be pretty funny, but I actually want to see him fight that one kid he has beef with, that kid Rolando Romero.
Yeah.
I want to see him. I want to see Rolly beat him, because it would just be hilarious to see how the reaction would be.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of shit talking leading up to that, because they already been barking about who got the best of each other in sparring, and yeah. So
yeah, and Rolly on Instagram, Rolly's his bio on Instagram, he used to call himself the undisputed sparring world champion.
That's funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, how are you feeling about Pacquiao, man? Because like you were saying earlier about PBC, like they got to get him these fights. We want to see him smoke out Danny Garcia, but it looks like they're hurting.
Man, I can't stand fucking Angel or Danny, by extension Danny. So I want to see him get Danny in there, because I think Pacquiao would chop him the fuck up, and I think it would be, and I would enjoy every second of it, and but I mean, dude, like you know what pisses me off, bro, and I made a couple videos about this myself, is Pacquiao had all this fucking momentum coming off that big win against Thurman, and now it's fucking. He had all this momentum coming off that big Thurman win. He's the oldest welterweight champ in history, but A, B, C, and D, and now they're not getting him a fight, and that shit's kind of fading away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. You're right. Because like even if he fights in April, that's a 9-month layoff.
Yeah. Even if he would have,
it's gonna be March in a couple of days. So
yeah, and not to mention, they're talking about having him fight in June. That's 11 months, bro.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get him beat.
Hey, how do you feel about Devin Haney saying he can't get fights at 135 and that he's going up?
Get the fuck out of here. There's a bunch of dogs at 135. Come on.
Yeah, that's what his dad said.
But See, this is the only this is the only real shit that me and True disagree on, and Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko would pepper that kid, but yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I think Devin Haney could give Lomachenko a good fight. I don't feel as strongly about Devin Haney beating Lomachenko as I do Teofimo. I think Teofimo's gonna stop Lomachenko.
Dude, they need to get that shit official, bro. I got ants in my pants waiting for the announcement of that fucking.
Me too. I'm trying to go to that fight, bro. That's why I'm trying to go to.
Yeah, dude. That'll make my spring right there. Teofimo. Yeah. That's a great fucking fight. I mean, whether Lomachenko beats him or Teofimo beats him, it's gonna elevate both guys, bro. Like it's the top two guys in the division. Fucking, like. Yeah,
you got to respect Teofimo for even. I know he's champion and he's supposed to take the fight, but like you got guys like Mikey Garcia who have all these fights and all this experience, and then he never even thought about fighting Lomachenko.
Well, that's what I was always calling fucking Mikey out for in the past. I'm like, bro, you had 2 of the 4 belts at 35.
That's why I wanted to interview him yesterday. Like I wanted to interview him yesterday, but it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think fucking that's what I was always coming at Mikey for, is because I'm like, bro, you had opportunities to fight Pacquiao, Crawford, fucking Loma, like all these dudes, and you ain't fighting none of them, bro. Like
you're fighting Sergey Lipinets.
Yeah,
what Lipinets? I'm just saying, like.
Yeah. Lipinets is fighting that Uzbek kid. Fuck, I can never remember his name.
He fight soon?
In May. The fuck, I can't remember the kid's name.
I'm gonna look it up. I haven't heard anything about Lipinets in ages.
Yeah.
It looks like he's on that PBC plan too, like fighting once a year. By the Gary Russell plan.
Yeah, the Gary Russell calendar. Yep.
I wonder when is Mikey gonna go back to 35? I feel like 147 is not his weight.
That's what I wanted to ask him yesterday. Like I wanted to ask him, like, are you ruling out 135? And are you gonna fight Lomachenko? Because it seems like you don't want no smoke. Like, I was gonna tell him all that yesterday, but like
is it a weight issue? Like, does he not want to cut weight or something?
I don't think he can.
I don't think he can beat anybody at 135. Like anybody like of note.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I mean, I'd like to see him and Devin Haney fight. I think that's a good fight right there.
Yo, Johnny boy, I can't even pronounce this guy's name that Lipinets is fighting.
Yeah, I know.
Abdu Kakarov?
Yeah, Abdu Kakarov. Yeah, yep.
Kujatio Abdu Kakarov. I can't. That's a tongue twister.
I know. I can't do that one either. I had a hard time pronouncing it.
I never heard of that guy. Is he any good? The guy fighting?
He's not bad. That's a good fight. That's a good fight right there, though. You know what I'm saying? I think Lipinets beats him, but it's a good. The kid's decent. He's decent. He can hold his own.
It'd be nice to see Lipinets get like a fight against one of the names at PBC. Like I would have liked to see Danny Garcia have fought him in his last fight instead of Red Cac.
You know who I'd like to see Danny fight if he ain't gonna fight Pacquiao, bro? I'd like to see him fight Ugas, because I think Ugas would tune Danny the fuck. Yeah. I think Ugas
will rip him a new asshole. Ugas is too slick, too smart. I think he's too good for Danny Garcia right now.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I mean, that Porter fight was razor close, man. That fucking thing could have went either way, bro.
Yeah, that's one of those fights where, like, if Danny Garcia had a consistent jab, I think he would have won. But he's not a guy who likes to rely on his jab. He doesn't know how to use his jab at all.
No, he just fucking wings hooks, bro, and he ain't got no feet either, bro. He just wings hooks all day, bro. Like,
yeah, man. He's too damn patient. He'll land one counter punch and he'll sit there and he'll just admire his work like he just drew a painting.
Right, exactly. Yeah, fucking. But all right, brother. I think I'm gonna hop off here. It's late. It's 1 in the morning.
All right, man. Good seeing you, man.
Yeah, you too, bro. I appreciate you having me on. We'll talk soon, man.
Absolutely. I'm going live like a lot more these days, so you'll see me again.
All right, brother. Well, take care. We'll talk soon, bro. Peace.
All right, Johnny. All right, take care, man. God bless.
God bless.
All right, there you go. That's the main man, Johnny Boy. So now it's just me and Jairo Galvez. What's up, Jairo? How you
Hey,
living, man?
I'm doing good. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't a boxing fan till like maybe the Andy Ruiz.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Jairo, how old are you? Just if you don't mind me asking.
I'm 19.
Okay, okay, that's a good age. I remember being 19. I just turned 25.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember seeing that fight, and then like you went on live, cause
Yeah, that was
like
a crazy live. That was a good live to watch because I had my shirt off. I was going crazy.
yeah, cause I like I had so many questions, like yeah, it was a really good. Like I was, cause like when I first watched the fight, I was like, really, dude, this guy's fighting this fat guy. Like, come on, really?
Yeah, yeah.
And
And then the fact that I won and he blew your mind, right? You probably were like, "Whoa, how how could that happen?"
I know, dude. He just like shut him down.
Yeah,
But I don't
man.
know, like Andy Ruiz, dude. I thought he was like, I thought he was gonna be like, I don't know. I thought he was gonna be good, cause like I'm like a part of the Hispanic culture, seeing a fellow Hispanic, like come from nothing and win something.
Well, no, he was good. First of all, he was the unified heavyweight champion of the world, so he was good, bro. And he's still a good fighter. He can still bounce back. He can still be, um, a solid guy. At the end of the division. Just
Yeah.
got to wait and see. I think they were saying his next fight, the rumored next fight was Luis Ortiz. So how would you feel about him maybe fighting King Kong Ortiz next?
I mean, that would be good. I mean, that'd be good. Like it's like Luis, like Ortiz doesn't like gas out or something, get tired.
Yeah, because that's his problem. That was his problem in both Wilder fights. Like if Ortiz if Wilder would have fought the 2015 version of Ortiz, I don't think Wilder would have won that fight, to be honest with you. But he fought Wilder at the right time. Ortiz, I should say, at the right time.
But couldn't Ortiz use his reach and
He
like
can he can use his reach, but sometimes like when he would, if you go back and you watch the first Wilder fight, um, one thing that he did well was that when his counter punching was winning him a lot of those rounds early, so he would move his head off the line to set up the counter punching, and he was doing a good job moving laterally to give Wilder angles, so this helped him. But around the sixth, seventh round, his legs weren't there, and then this caused him to not approach Wilder using angles, and because of that, he was more straight right there and bang.
yeah. I mean, I would watch boxing like the Floyd Mayweather, like the Maidana fights. Those are like the best fights. Like I was like amazed too. I thought
But
like
Mayweather,
yeah, first Marcos Maidana.
the first one or the second one, or both of them?
I like both of them. I mean the first one I gave it to Maidana. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I hated the second one because I feel like Kenny Bayless ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what's it called later? The Pacquiao fight? Man, I don't know. I don't know, it was kinda let down.
Was it? Oh yeah. Well, I always say that fight was a 36-minute tap dancing session, and they screwed everybody.
I mean, yeah, I mean Floyd had like the three belts already, like right.
Yeah. Yeah. So what fights are you looking forward to, Hyro?
I think I'm looking forward to the Teofimo and Loma fight.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a good one. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen my videos. Like, I believe TFE was going to come out of that one victorious. I think he's going to get Loma.
I mean, I kind of feel like I'm kind of like Rocky. I hate seeing like the like European lose. Like I want to see
That's,
some from America
but,
win.
that's funny. This man said I like seeing the European lose.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
TFE was chopping trees and running up the mountains while Lomachenko was taking steroids and all that sports nutrition stuff.
yeah, yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
but
man. I like
what?
Andre D. Ward Galvez. I like how you did that.
Yeah.
Your name.
Well, to be honest, I remember I think at first I went into your channel. I think it was the time I think you did a live stream in the park.
Okay, yeah, I was in the park. That was an interesting live stream. I was at the park, and I remember people were asking me. That was an interesting live stream because people were asking me. One guy asked me. He was like, "Oh, because I used to a long time ago. I when I had a girlfriend, I had her on the channel a couple of times, and one guy asked me, "Oh, what happened to your girlfriend?" So at that park, I started pointing out things in the in the park because I used to go to that park with my girl, and her boyfriend saw the video and he like threatened me. So I remember that live very well.
Yeah, I mean, I started asking about Andre Ward because, like, I watch a lot of Joe Rogan, and he was on the podcast.
Or was he?
Yeah, he was on the podcast, and I was like, yeah, because he was talking about like Kovalev, and he was kind of shutting Kovalev, how Kovalev was making an excuse or something, like like when like in the second fight, he punched him like, I think
Oh,
low.
no, yeah, I was there. I was there live. I know.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't know. He could have fought Adonis Stevenson, right? Or
Yeah, he could have fought Donna Stevenson. But then at the same time too, like all the guys that are champions now at light heavyweight, were all like about to be at the top. Like he was gonna have to fight Dmitry Bivol soon and Peter Biev and Bavazic, and there's a lot of people out there that think that Andre Ward just didn't want that smoke with those guys at the time.
yeah. I mean, I feel like Top
Personally,
Rank.
like, my personal opinion is it's a combination of things. I think he wanted to get out of the game at the right time and not fight those guys. And I also think his wife pressured him to retiring. That's a personal opinion, though.
Yeah. Hey, but honestly, I like Top Rank because like they get stuff done. Like they get the fights you want. Like we got like like Crawford, becoming undisputed, and then we
Yeah,
might have like Jose Ramirez and what's his and Josh Taylor.
yeah. No, they got Top Rank has hands down the best stable in boxing. Fury, Inoue, Josh Taylor, they got like more than half or more than or just over more than half the pound for pound list. Like it's insane that Bob Arum at 88 years old is still kicking ass like he is as a promoter. It's insane.
Yeah, but I think that I think Al Heyman's gonna keep the welterweight and super welterweight division close to him. Like those are the only divisions he's got right now.
Yeah,
As far
he
as
has to for the sake of his business. He has to. He has to. Like, God forbid he put Jamal Charlo in the ring with Demetrius Andrade, and Demetrius Andrade uh, beat Jamal Charlo. I know he doesn't own the middleweight division, but I'm saying like if that's his only champion. So imagine if he lost his only middleweight champion. He's got to be careful with how he moves these guys.
but you think they would do Charlo versus Chris Eubanks?
Oh yeah, they'll do that for sure because Chris Eubank he's working with PBC now, and
Yeah,
Eubank. I mean, look, everybody's hyped on Eubank, or a lot of people are hyped on Eubank, but he's very, very overrated. I mean, the guy to me, he's one of the biggest hype jobs in the history of UK boxing, no doubt about it.
yeah, yeah,
My man
yeah.
Shi, I want to answer Shi's question because it's quite interesting. So he asked me about haha, didn't know what happened. Do you think you could have beaten the DT? Well, yeah. This it was funny the way it happened too because that video that in the park didn't even get a lot of views. Like it had like maybe 400 or 500 views, and he commented on it like a month later, like a whole month later, right?
Mm.
So for him to have seen what I said about my ex girlfriend and then his now girlfriend, um, he would have either had to have been subscribed to my channel and had just had a lot of time on his hands and just been watching me,
Yeah,
or someone that had told him about that I said those things. Okay, and my thing is like, look, if you're with someone's ex girl, why are you gonna listen to what the guy on YouTube is saying about his ex girlfriend? Like, who cares? You won.
yeah.
To answer your question though, do you think you could have beaten him? I know I would have whooped him, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And I'm not saying that to be a tough guy. Like I'm pretty sure I know. But it's in the past, so God bless them. We forgive when we forget, we move on. Uh Joe Rogan bent over backwards for his guest. He tried to tiptoe the Wilder excuse and act like it was a legit excuse. Yeah, Joe Rogan's a bit of a meathead. He's got a few chromosomes missing, so hey, God bless him. But yeah, he has a good podcast. It's popular, but I wouldn't call him a boxing aficionado. Um, Ali Uchenna, shout out to me, says it's funny. People think AJ is ducking Wilder after achieving so much such a short space at the time. It's funny people think AJ. Yeah, I don't listen, Ali. I don't know how people can come to these conclusions, especially when they see how Wilder's got folded up by Fury. Wilder was the guy who was fighting blown up super middleweights in his 25th fight. Wilder was the guy whose manager came out and said less than 10 days after he became champion that they're not going to fight Klitschko for Undisputed because he's just a kid. Wilder's the guy that turned down 3 offers to fight Anthony Joshua for Undisputed in front of 100,000 at Wembley Stadium. So, yeah, I don't get it either. We're on one accord. What do you think, Hyro? Do you think AJ ducked Deontay Wilder? Hyro, you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Do you think
Hey, I have a question.
Wilder?
Well, come again?
Do you think Anthony Joshua ducked Deontay Wilder?
No, I think Water was ducking him. Like,
Why do you say that?
well, because what's it called? Because I remember, I was watching, I think, an interview with Anthony Joshua. I think he was on the Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then he was saying something about that Anthony Joshua that Wilder wanted to come in the ring, right? But like and then what's called Anthony Joshua wanted him to sign a contract, and like Wilder just like ghosted, and I guess it never happened.
Yeah, because there was a big thing where AJ banned Wilder from coming into the ring after his fights to stir anything up because he said the only way Wilder would be able to do that is if a contract was signed, which, you know, the LDBC, they took it and they ran with it and they said, you see, Anthony Joshua doesn't want to fight because he won't let Wilder come to the ring. But in actuality, it was just, look, Anthony Joshua was like, look, what's the point? If you're not gonna fight me, what's the point of it? Like, we're not here to just get YouTube and stir up controversy. I want to actually fight.
What is this LDBC anyways? Like,
do you know about it?
No, I'm just saying. Like,
okay. I'll explain it to you the best way I can. So I'm gonna say sometime around 2016, maybe 2017. There was a group of disgruntled boxing fans. We'll say that, you know, that they're pretty much everybody that like 99% of the LDBC is African American people, it's black people, right? So a bunch of them were very disgruntled because they feel like the Black American fighter was getting marginalized and overlooked in America. So they all decided to come together and they wanted to start a thing where they will support the Black American fighter under any and all circumstances. Now, I don't have a problem with that, but my issue with them is it seems to be very selective on who they support. So a lot of times the LDBC will take the most minute things or things that don't exist, and they'll make a story out of nothing. So like that's an example. That's an example right there. These guys hate Anthony Joshua. There was this one guy. I don't know if you saw my video I put out when I was in the UK, but there was one guy who was he's a really angry short guy named BFTB Boxing.
Yeah. I heard of it. Yeah. I saw the video. True School Score, stop ducking me, right?
Yeah, he made it. Yeah. And then, but I went on his live, and he was like talking about, because I was trolling him. I was bored one day in the UK. I was literally just bored because I had nothing to do one day. So I asked my friend, was there any LDBC channels, and he told me about them. And when he told me about them, he just happened to be live that day. So I was like, perfect. And I decided to comment that I told him that Deontay Wilder is in witness protection, and I told him to stop lying to the people as a joke because I know he would flip out because he's known for flipping out, and he flipped out, and he started calling Anthony Joshua a faggot, and he started, and then he had me blocked and all this stuff, right? So like these people, like most, I'm not all of them, but like I would say the majority of the LDBC is just very angry people in boxing with an agenda, and most of them don't even follow boxing that in depthly. Like you'd be surprised, Hyro. You said you became you said you started watching boxing in June, right? Or like after the Reese fight, right?
Oh yeah, that's when I really started to get into it.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. Like these people are grown men, like in their 30s. They've been following boxing longer than me, and you've probably been alive. And you'd be surprised that you probably follow boxing more in depth than they do. Especially if you watch my channel. Like if you watch my channel, Hyro, I know you probably know more about boxing than most of them.
Are they like Floyd Mayweather fans?
Or
like Andre?
I would say like the main fighter, the number one fighter they used to that they used to like dick ride was Deontay Wilder. And he just got destroyed. So that's why this is so like this feels so good and it's so funny because like for like years they were saying that this guy's the king of the division. I heard one guy in the LDBC say he was the next Larry Holmes, which I don't know where the hell they got that from, but they Larry Holmes.
So, so they're not really knowledgeable in boxing.
Most of them are. I mean, there's a couple of good ones, like some knowledgeable ones, but then even if they're knowledgeable, the thing is a lot of them are they're very racist or racially biased. You know, openly like it's just in your face, just in your face with it, man. Like they only support PBC. A lot of them
Oh,
only
you
support
PBC fanboys, yeah.
Yeah, they are like Earl Spence is great, Jamal Charlo is great, but no F Terrence Crawford. He's a son of PBC because Earl Spence is the East Side.
I mean, he got 2 belts, but not. I mean, but Crawford was undisputed.
He's undisputed, man. And the thing is, like, Terrence Crawford isn't the one that's moving the goalposts or setting stipulations. It's Errol Spence. Errol Spence was the one that came out and said, "Oh, I'm on this side of the street. You're on that side of the street." You know, this whole side of the street BS, like this all started with Errol Spence. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just, hey, to each his own. Listen, everybody has their opinion. That's the great part about living in America. That's why I love our country so much. But like, some people don't even deserve an opinion. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, I don't think Top Rank's gonna be doing Crawford versus Spence anytime soon. I mean, the PBC. I mean,
Nah, why would they? They got the whole division on lock.
yeah.
There's no reason. There's no reason for them to,
I mean, I don't
unless
think.
unless it's like a Wilder Fury situation where they feel like they can get a return or somewhat of a return on their investment.
But are they really shutting like not doing like? Are they really like excluding the WBO?
Who PBC?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are for sure. Because if you watch their broadcast, they never acknowledge the WBO. Their fighters don't acknowledge the WBO. Like the WBO is not acknowledged by PBC at all. Not on TV. Not by the fighters. Nobody.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. So I mean, it's the nature of the game. But hey, at least they're not recognizing the IBO because I get sick of some of these promoters trying to make the IBO a legitimate title. Like Eddie Hearn, I don't know if you ever catch this, but Eddie Hearn always tries to legitimize the IBO belt. Like,
yeah, because I was wondering, like I remember, like in the Ruiz and Joshua's, like I was like, they kept saying, "Oh, Joshua has the 3 belts," but like I see he has 4. Like he has. I was wondering, like, why don't they not mention the other one?
yeah, I don't know. I asked what's-it-call-it? I asked somebody that's a lot more knowledgeable in boxing than even I am, who's an older guy, and I asked him like, what does it take for these sanctioning bodies to get like recognized? Because I've always wondered like how, because in boxing, if you go back in history, Pyro, there wasn't always like there was a time in boxing when you only needed 2 belts to go undisputed or 3 belts to go undisputed. So then I asked him like, well, how did the 4th one come into play? And he told me like a lot of times it depends on like the I guess the ethics. That's the word he used. I forgot what he said exactly, but something about the ethics of the sanctioning body and the reputation they have. So I guess if you have a decent reputation amongst the fighters and the commissions, you get your belt recognized. But then like if that's the case, then why is the WBC recognized? Because they have no ethics. They're horrible. They have no principles.
Hey, what is Canelo's end goal? I thought he wanted to be like undisputed at middleweight for a time, but like he's going up weight classes. Like I remember when he fought Cotto, then he went back to 154. I don't know. Like I don't know what's his end goal.
Then he went to 155. He created his own weight class.
Yeah.
Well, with him, see, like Hyro, there's some fighters in boxing they get to a level where they make so much money that they're not even fighters though. They're businessmen. So Canelo is not even. You can't even call Canelo a fighter anymore. Like, he's a talented fighter, but he's not really. He's not a fighter first. He's a businessman. He's really a businessman. He's a brand. So he just does whatever is the best for his brand. So the best thing for his brand in his last fight was to fight Kovalev, who had just fought Anthony Yard and who was old and had a bunch of problems outside the ring. And he became champion that way. So he selectively moved his way through the weight classes, and he's going to continue to do that. That's why he try to fight Caleb Plant on short notice.
Yeah. Hey, can Canelo ever go back to 154? Or, like, is that beyond like? Is that
No,
like?
he'll never. I don't think I'll ever go back down there. No way. No way. I don't think so. I want to get into some comments. So we got my man Sheehy. He says, BFTV had Charlo and Plant and in his pound list months ago. He also had Wilder #1. Absolute unapologetic PBC show. Yeah, man. BFTV, like, look. I remember when I made that video about him and all of his minions came over here and they said, "True School, you got to debate him. You got to come to the graveyard." And like back then, I was like, okay, well, you know what? It'd be easy work for me. But then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Why would I give this guy more attention? Like I'm the A side, I'm the A side. He's coming up. I don't need to go on his channel, and his channel is rigged anyway. Every time he debates somebody, he talks over them and yells and plays love songs over the phone. It's corny to me.
Love songs. That reminds me of another channel.
Yeah, no, I'm being serious. Like he was debating somebody that I know. I don't know if you're familiar with a YouTube channel here called Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio.
Oh no!
I did a video with him when I was in the UK. He was a black Jamaican dude. He was a really cool guy. They debated each other, and like Raphael was just slaughtering him. They were debating about Joshua Wilder. He was slaughtering him. Bam, boom, 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 point after point after point. And every time he made a point, this guy starts playing some corny ass love song. Like he has his phone like out, and he's playing some corny ass like love song over his phone. And then he mutes him, and then he says a couple remarks to him, and then calls him a faggot and says I bodied him, and then everybody agrees with him in the comments. That's his debate. So that's why I was like, you know what, I would love to debate him, but I don't want to debate him to where he's just gonna he's gonna act like a hoe. So
I mean, he's not that big because he doesn't get copyright straight. He doesn't get copyright.
But what's funny is he got really mad because in that video that I made about him, I used his clip from the video. And he said, you didn't ask my permission to use my clip. I said, I don't have to. I'm the champ. So I used it, and I'm gonna use it again soon because I'm actually making a 1 hour. I have over an hour video, Hyro. You're gonna love it too when it comes out. It's like a compilation of interviews over the years and videos that I've done over the years, all in one video of like. Basically exposing or talking about Deontay Wilder as a fraud. It's like a whole hour-long video going all the way back to 2015.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's gonna be called 5 Years of Fraud. The Deontay Wilder's championship reign.
Are you ever gonna like confront him in his stream or something? Like talk to him online?
I might. Why not? But like, it's not on my immediate to-do list. Like, I'm a very busy man. But one of these days, if I'm just chilling and I see him live again, like I did last time, I'll do it for sure. Yeah. Let's get to some comments. We got Kieran Betts. Shout out to Kieran Betts. He's always here. By the way, there's 33 of you in here, and I'm not really sure when I'm going to bed yet because honestly, like I don't have to wake up early tomorrow because the only thing I'm doing tomorrow is I'm going to the weigh-in for the Mikey Garcia fight tomorrow, and that's not till the afternoon. So if any of you want to jump on live and join me and Hyro and talk some boxing, I might stay on for like another hour. We got time. Karen Betts says it's a mental asylum, not a graveyard. Yeah, I agree. That's why I didn't go there. BFTB is a hoe. 1000% agreed. Joshua doesn't have the boxing IQ to fight Fury. It would be just like Wilder versus Fury 2, maybe even worse. No, I mean I really disagree with you on. I agree with you on the first part. Nobody has the boxing IQ of Tyson Fury in the weight class, but no way in hell could anything be worse than the second Fury Wilder fight. I mean, he embarrassed this dude from the word go. He took his soul. He licked the blood off of him, like literally. Wilder needs to take 2 to 3 fights to tune up and get his confidence back. He should fight White and Andy and let Fury and AJ the titles. The winner can fight Wilders. I don't think Wilder would beat those guys. I think he'd probably take a loss if he fought one of those guys. She says, I don't have to. I'm the champ. LOL. Chad move. Yeah, man. I am the champ.
I'm the real champ. Adonis Stevenson.
Oh man, Adonis Stevenson was the best, bro. He came up there. I'm the real champ. This is the beast.
Dude, I feel like I don't know. I thought him and John Pascal were related since they're both like Haitian,
Yeah,
Canadian, and like
yeah.
French kind of.
I like Pascal. He's fighting. I don't know if you saw. Pascal is giving. Apparently, he's going to give Ahmed El Bialy a rematch.
Yeah, he was fighting. He's gonna fight Jack, right?
No. He's gonna apparently he's gonna give Ahmed El Bialy. He's Ahmed El Bialy is this guy he beat in 2017. It was when El Bialy was undefeated prospect. Pascal upset him, but El Bialy has picked up a couple wins since then, and he's a bit more seasoned as a fighter. So they're gonna do a rematch, and I'm kind of
Oh,
excited for the fight.
I really thought that Jack was gonna get a rematch, but I mean, he lost to Marcus Brown, and then I mean, there's a split decision, but I kind of that's cool.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Lone Wolf. He says, I think Wilder would beat AJ. AJ's too stiff and buff. He has no chin nor heart. Well, you can't say he has no heart because he fought three guys Wilder didn't want no smoke with or avoided fighting. Okay, he fought Klitschko, who Wilder clearly avoided, and he beat Klitschko and got up off the deck to do it. Then he fought Povetkin, another guy Wilder was supposed to fight, but his team ducked the fight because they had him witness protection. Then he fought, and you're gonna laugh at this, but he fought Charles Martin, a guy that Wilder could have fought before Anthony Joshua. So he had to clean up Wilder's messes 3 times in his career. So you can't say he has no heart. But I will agree with you though. A lot of times he is too buff, and I do think he is a bit too stiff at times. So I've said it before. I think Wilder could beat AJ, but I'm not so sure with his mental state. What do you think, Hyro? Do you think Wilder would have any chance of beating AJ?
Nah, he would have to take him to him. I mean, honestly, I don't know. We don't know unless there's like, we don't know. Like he's got that one like shot, and that's it.
Yeah.
Hey,
So we'll have
hey,
to see, man.
hey, how do you feel about if Isaac Chamberlain fought Marcelo's Wilder?
Ooh, okay. Now these are the questions that we want to hear here on True School Sports. Okay, so my boy Isaac Chamberlain versus Marcellus Wilder. He would probably murder Marcellus Wilder because we saw Marcellus Wilder get damn near murdered by the journeyman. He lost to William Dietz. He lost to a guy whose last name is Dietz. You can't fight Isaac Chamberlain when you lost to a guy named Dietz twice.
What division was Curtis Harper again?
Curtis Harper was he was heavyweight, I believe. Yeah, Curtis Harper was the guy that walked out the ring against Jagba, right?
Yeah, Curtis Harper versus Wilder.
Curtis Walker versus Wilder.
I mean, yeah, that would be funny.
Be sick, bro. I actually know somebody that used to train with Curtis Harper at one point because Curtis Harper is from Jacksonville, Florida, and I know somebody used to train with him.
Hey, but is it true that like is Wilder ever gonna fight on Showtime again?
I'm not. You know what's funny? That's a good question, Hyro. Showtime seems to be in a place where I think like they're going to be phased out of boxing soon. I'm not so sure how much time Showtime has left. So nah, I don't think so because if you look at Showtime over the last year or two, they had a couple fights that they were putting on pay-per-view that were not pay-per-view worthy at all, and like it seems like Showtime has moved all their like big fights or big fighters to Fox. So Showtime's like they're not even existing anymore.
Yeah, because don't they only have like Mayweather Promotions and Salida Promotions, right?
Yeah, they can do the they still do the Showbox cards, which I like, but that's really it. Let's see what my man The Voice Yawul says. He got quite a lot to say, so let's get to all of his comments. He says, I'm sorry, people. Wilder has constantly taken damage from fights before his last fight because of his lack in boxing skills. You can't teach that old horse new tricks. He will lose his next fight. No doubt about it. And honestly, look, people think I'm crazy, but I think if Charles Martin fights him, he's got a legitimate chance to defeat Deontay Wilder. And I'm not even joking when I say that. I'm dead serious. I'll pick Wilder, but Charles Martin might hurt him at some point, and if he does, I'm not sure how Wilder's going to react. Wilder versus Ruiz. Ruiz KOs Wilder. I don't know. What do you think about the high road? You're the Andy Ruiz guy.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I give Wilder if he was like 215. If he was like light.
So if Wilder comes in like at his normal 215 ish, you
Yeah,
got him.
yeah. Andy Ruiz 280, dude. Oh my god. Oh, I mean, dude, I was like, dude, this guy's getting skinny, man. Why is he losing weight?
Yeah, when I saw that too, like when I saw him losing weight, I said, "Oh my god!" I said, "Yo, he's gonna destroy Joshua. Joshua's getting retired. He getting that A." Like I remember I was saying to my friend, I was like, "Yeah, Joshua's getting that Arab money. This is a cash out fight. He don't even love boxing no more. You see how in shape Andy Ruiz is." Like I actually remember saying that in the build up to the fight, and then by the time fight week got here, I'm like, damn. Too funny. And they were both beaten up. Wilder will lose his pen again. Yeah, probably. Wilder's been losing his pen his whole career, unfortunately.
I mean, I really do hope that Tyson wins because a lot of these rematches lately, people have it hasn't been like there hasn't been like back-to-back wins, like the Joshua one, the Charlo versus Harrison.
I hated that fight. Pissed me off.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite like when Harrison wins and he's like he pushes the camera guy.
Yeah, man. That was,
And then he's just leopards.
Over.
Yeah, in the new.
Bro, he broke his glasses, man. It was something that was a special night. Did you see apparently Anthony Joshua versus Pulev is done. It's June 20th, Tottenham Stadium.
Yeah, I saw that.
What do you think about that, man? Bob Arum has been saying that Kubrat Pulev's nothing to mess with, man. Bulgaria's here. Bulgaria stand up. He's gonna beat Anthony Joshua. He's gonna fold him up like a blue steel chair. What do you think? You giving Pulev any chance?
I think he's gonna French kiss him. Oh, dude, that was a funny video.
Jenny Sushi.
Yeah.
That video is just disgusting to me, bro. Jenny Sushi's not even attractive, man. She's not even attractive.
No, not really.
Like, I was so I don't know if you I don't know if I think you were on my live when I was in the UK. You remember when I was in the UK and I was with my friend Jasper, my boy Jasper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and him were talking about that one time about Jenny Sushi. And he was telling me that Jenny Sushi's attractive. I'm like, bro, are you okay? Like, bro, are you on drugs? Like, what's Jenny Sushi is not attractive?
Jenny Sushi sounds like a porn star name.
It does. And, oh, she's just. I can't even get aroused over Jenny Sushi. Like, and that's like the biggest insult I can give any woman if I can't even get aroused. Like, I'm sorry, I can't even get aroused over Jenny Sushi.
Like, wasn't she lap dancing like in one of his teammates or something?
Yeah, on his I think it was him or his brother or somebody like that. Let's see what Fort Browse has to say about Martin and Charles Martin and Andy Ruiz fighting Wilder. He said, Martin and Ruiz aren't getting close enough to hurt Wilder. Fury is a different animal, 6'9", 270-pound master boxer inside. Martin, okay, I can see what you're saying. Martin's a bit slow-footed. Martin doesn't have crazy hand speed. His timing is improved, but it's not like that great. So I can see what you're saying there. Ruiz, on the other hand, he could definitely get closer to her Wilder. Wilder doesn't have the kind of jab that's going to control a guy like Ruiz. If Ruiz, this is a big if, knock on wood, but if Ruiz doesn't come into the fight like a complete fat bastard, I think I think the pressure that he needs to put on Wilder to make it a really interesting fight.
What is Ruiz's real weight class if he actually cut weight? Like, if he like got
He cut weight. He's still heavyweight, regardless. He's a fat kid. Listen, you can't change his biology. He is what he is. I think he's heavyweight, regardless.
Yeah, it's true.
Let me see. We got some interesting comments. Okay, man, you guys are getting real animated in them comments, man. She says Jenny is a 5 or 6 at best. No, not hell no. She's not a 5 or 6. Listen, you guys don't understand. I grew up in South Florida. I grew up in Miami. So like it's not like I don't even live in reality. Women are so great. Women are so attractive where I'm from. There's so many of them from so many different countries. Where I'm from, Jenny Sushi would be like a 1.5, like, or a 2 at best. And the thing is, she has no personality either, so she can't even make up for personality. Like, so, I think she's a 1.5 or a 2 at best. Rob 87. See, now you're saying blasphemous things like my boy Jasper. You're saying that you would do her. That's disgusting, bro. That's disgusting. Can't believe you. What kind of sick fool are you? My man DeVoice Yaul says Wilder ran from a $120 million offer to avoid AJ. AJ will spark Wilder in 1 round or at least 3 rounds. Wilder can't survive AJ's bombs. That's right. AJ's a real bomb squad.
I mean, the only thing she's got is those like tits.
The what?
The only she's got like is those like titties.
Oh, talking about Jenny Sushi?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. Nothing about it is attractive to me. Lone Wolf says I'd like to see AJ versus Wilder, even if it's not for a belt. Yeah, I agree. That's a fight that I think boxing still needs. We still need that fight. It's been talked about and promoted so much already. So why not make it happen? I want to see these two guys get in each other's faces. I want to see what that's like. For as much talk as we had about those guys, we never actually seen them in the same room face to face. This is my Alex comment right here. He says, Gerald Washington outboxed Deontay Wilder. An ex-football player almost using the jab only. That's what I'm saying, bro. Charles Martin and Adam Kanaki did better against Gerald Washington and Deontay Wilder. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good question. You can answer this one, Hyro. Who you got, Daniel Dubois or Jarrell Miller? Who you got in that fight?
I got Dubois.
Dubois? Yeah, I got Dubois too, man. I think I like Jarrell. I've met him a couple times. Nice guy, but he can't punch, man. He just can't punch. And I think I don't think it's hard. Honestly, I don't think his heart's in the right place for boxing. But that's my opinion. I haven't talked to him in a while, so I don't know. But he's not beating no damn Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois too strong, too big, too skillful. Let's see. Does anybody else want to come on here and join me and the champ, Hyro Galvez? Hyro, are you from the West Coast?
Yeah, I'm from the West Coast.
What part? California, Mexico,
Cali.
Cali. Shout out to Cali. I like Cali. What part of Cali?
Kind of like I'm like outside of like Los Angeles.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to hit up California soon. I haven't gone to Cali in 4 years. I need to go back. I need to go soon.
Would you go for that Linares fight?
I might go for that. I doubt that I'll go, but I was thinking about going for that Virgil Ortiz fight action in a month from today. And the only reason I want to go to that fight is funny, it's hilarious. What I'm saying the only reason I want to go to that fight is because my baby mom was on the undercard. Lisa Estrada.
Hey, is she ever gonna fight for undisputed title?
Who, her?
Yeah.
I think she'll pursue it. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, it should be easy. It's women's boxing. Like they need a fight for undisputed. Like they want any attention.
Yeah, because I believe like the real champ is like some like old Japanese lady, right?
Yeah, she's fine. Let's see. I forgot who her opponent was. I saw it on Instagram because we follow each other on Instagram, and I get her stuff all the time. But I was thinking about going to that card, but I probably like there's like a 10% chance I go to that card. The next card I'm gonna go to after this one, the next major one I'm gonna go to is probably Inoue Casimiro. Inoue Casimiro in Vegas. I'm gonna try to go to that one.
No.
That's gonna be a pretty sick fight.
Hey, do you think he's gonna face Navarte next?
In a way,
Yeah.
definitely not because I think Navarrete is weight trained. I think he's killed himself to make the weight. He didn't like really look his best. He won his last fight and he stopped the guy, but he didn't look like his best to me. I think he's weight trained. And I think for him to stay there any longer and fight a guy like Inoue would be a big mistake. So I think you could probably anticipate a Navarrete move up in weight to 126 very very soon. That's what I think. To be honest with you.
Hey, what do you think's next for Loma if he like unifies all the divisions?
Like all of the divisions are just 135.
Just 135. Like, does he go down to 130 or?
At some point, he's gonna go down because he stated himself he doesn't want to be at 135 much longer. He wants to go down to 130 because that's his best weight. And he wants that
I'm,
Tank Davis.
I mean, because I feel like 130, like I feel like nobody's been like a lot of unifications haven't been able to happen.
Yeah, thanks to Tank Davis and witness protection.
Yeah, Tank Davis, and then what's it called? You have Jojo Diaz, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Shakur Stevens. I like Shakur Stevens.
Yeah, I like him too. Wait, is he's at 130 now, right?
Well, no, actually, never mind.
No,
Shakur
he's
is
at
at,
126 for Warrington.
yeah.
Yeah, man, that's Shakur Stevenson, man. Like I remember when he won his belt against Joel Gonzalez, I was so happy about that because Joel Gonzalez was pissing me off, man. Pissing me off.
I mean, I think Josh Warrington's probably gonna fight Kanju, probably.
Oh, Zhu Can?
Or Jukan, yeah.
Yeah, Zhu Can. You know, I haven't even. I feel ashamed saying it because he's getting so much hype, but I still haven't even like. Well, I haven't even watched Zhu Can fight yet, but I keep hearing that he's this great fighter, and he was on the most recent Ring Magazine cover. Is he good? Zhu Can like that? Is he nice?
Yeah, it was a good fight. I think, yeah. I think it was I think you didn't watch it because you're watching the Wilder versus Ortiz.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was. I remember that. I think you commented saying something about that night.
yeah.
Let's see. Let's get some comments, man. Because my man X Ace 99X he's tripping too. Like this is overrating. Michelle Phelps is an 8. No, Michelle. Listen, I have actually met Michelle Phelps in person. I met her about 2 months ago, almost about 2 months ago, in Miami. No, 1 month ago, when she came for the Boo Boo fight in Miami. And I'll tell you this: that woman right there wears a ton of makeup. I mean, we're talking layers upon layers. And listen, do what you got to do to feel beautiful. But she's not no 8. She was an 8 in 2014. She was like an 8 in 2014. 2014, Michelle Phelps was something special, but she's hit what they call the wall, in my humble opinion. But that doesn't mean she's still not a quality woman. Just not 8 quality. But hey, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So fair play to you. Lone Wolf says Saudi Arabia is offering them $400 million to fight there. I'm talking about Fury and Joshua. Yeah, man. What do you think about that, Hyro? That's a lot of money. That's that Arab money, that oil well money.
I mean, dude. I mean, Saudi really is willing to bring anything, dude. They brought WWE, dude, and that was a shit show. I mean, but yeah, I mean that'd be good. I mean, but
Personally, like if the fight can't happen in the UK, then I hope it happens in Vegas. I think it'd be a sick fight in Vegas.
when was Fury's last like fight in the UK?
Oh my god. You'd probably have to go all the way back to his fight with Christian Hammer before the Klitschko fight. So that's like 5 years ago. Oh no, never mind. I'm wrong. His last fight in the UK was against Pianetta.
Oh,
Yeah, the last tune-up right before Wilder. So,
hey,
yep.
I think Wilder's gonna be motivated to fight AJ. To be honest,
Wilder?
No, not Wilder. Fury.
No, of course, because look, I've always been interested in AJ versus Fury because I've always looked at that fight as like, Anthony Joshua is like he's like the politically correct golden boy of the heavyweight division. He's the guy that they basically rolled the red carpet out for in the division. He's the national treasure of the country. Like everybody loves Anthony Joshua in that country. Like you don't really realize how popular Anthony Joshua is in the UK until you go to the UK. Like I found that out when I went there.
Yeah,
Fury. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, what would have happened if like Fury never, he never suffered from depression and he kept those belts. I mean, I wonder what AJ would have like. I wonder what they would have done if they fought
Well, to
earlier.
be honest with you, like if you remember back that far, even when Fury beat Klitschko, he wasn't a very well received champion in England because he was very controversial at the time. Um, he had a lot of controversy like that same year, like when he won the title, because apparently he made some comments that they deemed as sexist and homophobic, and there was a bunch of interviews on the radio. You can go back and visit them. There was a bunch of interviews on the radio where he was arguing with human rights activists about some comments he made about marriage and his wife, and they had started debating about God and whatnot. So Fury had to really like his for his like fan base to grow in the UK. He struggled even when he was champion, which is why I was joking the other day. I don't know if you saw my post the other day, but I made a post with Fury holding an M16 with the American flag behind him, and I joked around because I knew I'd piss people off. And I said that congratulations to our adopted American hero Tyson Fury on beating Deontay Wilder. And some of the Brits didn't like that because they were like, "Oh, he'll never be an American or whatnot." And I said, "Well, I'm not. I know he's not an American, but the British public and British media vilified him and slandered him for like more than half his career. And now you guys love him because he's winning. Most of you guys love him because he's winning."
But do you think it's kind of messed up what the IBF did to him? Like they stripped him 7 days after he won the belt, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's always that was messed up, man. It was mad messed up. Um, but like kind of going back to Fury and Joshua, like bro, when I went to the UK, Anthony Joshua, I'm not even. I mean, I'm sure it's probably a bit different now because Fury just beat Wilder in a big fight. But when I was there in December, Anthony Joshua was 10 times more popular than Tyson Fury. Like it was insane. It was insane. Like because Anthony Joshua, he's like the guy that everybody knows. Like everybody knows who he is because he's like the golden boy of British boxing. He is British boxing. Without him, British boxing won't even function properly. Um, he's in the commercial. Like you can't like watch TV without seeing him in a commercial. Everyone knows who he is. People know who Fury is too, but it's like a lot less people because he's a lot more controversial. He's not as many commercials because Fury doesn't really care for that stuff as much as Anthony Joshua. But the
When
irony of it is he's way more entertaining than Anthony Joshua. So
Yeah. Well, when did Joshua's career kick off? Was it the Charles Martin fight?
yeah, that was when he won his first world title. So yeah, you could say, well, actually no, I'm gonna disagree. No, that wasn't it. Actually, his career really kicked off when he beat Dillian White for the British title. That's when I think people begin to pay attention to him. I like what Lone Wolf said. Lone Wolf said that the UK is gonna turn on AJ once Fury humiliates him. Yeah, it'll be like the same thing when he lost to Ruiz. I remember when he lost to Ruiz, I saw a lot of people who like loved AJ, and this happens a lot in British sports. Like when you get these Nigerian British athletes, when they're winning, he's one of their very own. He's fighting for the country. He's flying the flag high and proud. But God, one of their own takes a loss or doesn't play as well in a game or doesn't perform as well in a match. Then all of a sudden, well now he's Nigerian when he loses. So he's British when he wins. He's Nigerian when he loses.
I have a question.
So
Um, you said you made a video say is Andy Ruiz the next Buster Douglas. So
I did say that, yeah.
yeah, what do you think of him now? Is he a Buster Douglas?
As it stands right now, yeah. He was a because they're the same. Even if you look at their background, they're both fighters that came into boxing very talented fighters. Like Buster Douglas, like people say he came out of nowhere because he beat Mike Tyson, but he really wasn't. He really didn't come out of nowhere. Because he was a talented fighter. I mean, if I go, in fact, I want to pull his box right because I remember he beat some good fighters on the way up. But it wasn't like he was a bum, Buster Douglas. People want to make him seem like he was a bum, but he was a talented fighter who just never fought up to his potential. If you go look at his career, what was he, 37, 6-1, 44 KOs. Yeah, if you look at his career, Buster Douglas, like on the way up, I mean, let's see. I know he beat a couple guys. What did he beat?
Have you seen
Beat,
the documentary 40-1? I think the one on ESPN.
yeah. Seen it. Yeah, he beat Greg Page, he beat Trevor Burbick, he beat Oliver McCall. Like he beat some good contenders on the way up. He was no bum by any stretch of the imagination. People just didn't think he had a chance against Tyson.
I mean, that's when America like ruled heavyweight boxing.
Yes, for real.
That's when Don King was actually the king.
Yeah, man. Now he's semi-retired, and it's funny because like I know people like I'm good friends with like one of my best friends in boxing is Stacey McKinley, and he's basically like one of Don King's like right-hand men. But like, bro, Don King is like semi-retired. Like I ask Stacey all the time, like, yo, bro, like is Don alive? Like Don is, like he's not getting these guys fights.
Didn't
Like
the cruiserweight champion sign to him?
yeah, Makabu signed to him, and then his fight almost got canceled, like because he tried to make the fight beyond Don King's back, and then Don sent a cease and desist letter to the WBC. They could get the fight canceled, but then they still got it, going. So just crazy stuff. I don't even know how Don King has time for all this now. Like I would just be chilling, man. Like,
I mean, trying to be like Bob Arum.
huh?
He's trying to be like Bob Arum. He's trying to catch up to Bob Arum again.
Bro, there's only one. Honestly, there's only one Bobby Arum. Like that guy is not human. Like if I was 88 and I had his money, I would say to hell with boxing and go buy my own island and call it a dive. But that guy, say what you want about him, but that guy, like, he really loves what he does, to be honest with you. Like this, to be that old and still be at the top of boxing, says a lot about his work ethic and his love for the sport. No matter what you want to say about him, like.
How do you feel about the Jason Rosario versus Julian Williams rematch?
Ooh, I can't wait for that fight. It's gonna be interesting because Julian Williams is a fighter that he never ever fights. Like his whole career, he's never fought. Like every fight he's gone into as the favorite, he's never performed well. All of them. First Charlo fight, he didn't perform well. The Rosario fight, he didn't perform well. Even against Ishii Smith, the fight he won, he didn't perform well in that fight either. So I'm expecting a better Julian Williams this fight. I don't know if it's going to be enough to win because I think Rosario, man, I think he's just a bad match for Julian Williams. And from the Rosario side of things, right? Because he trained he's from Jason Rosario trains in my area, so I've gotten the chance to know his coach and his coach and I are very close. Like his coach Luis Perez, his trainer, he's actually picked me up to go to the Fifth Street Gym and go do interviews with them and stuff before. So I love his coach dearly, but his coach has given me some great insight to his career and just how they train him and stuff. And I'll be honest with you, man, I can't see Jason Rosario losing to Julian Williams again. I can't. First of all, I don't think Julian Williams is strong enough to beat Jason Rosario. I don't think he's composed or disciplined enough of a fighter to outbox him for 12 rounds without getting into a dogfight. And because of that, I just think I think he'll get stopped again. But Julian Williams could beat a lot of other 54-pounders. I think Jason Rosario, for as long as he continues to train as he wants to train, I think he's gonna hold that belt for some time, man.
Do you think Jarrett Hurd deserves a title shot?
Against who? Rosario?
No, Lara. Like a Lara. because he's like the regular WBA.
Does he deserve it? I mean, not really.
Yeah, his
Just
last
fought a,
performance.
he just fought a welterweight and looked like crap against him.
Yeah.
He's trying to box. Like, bro, you ain't no boxer, bro. Be Black Antonio Margarito. Be Jarrett Hurd.
Yeah, I think people are gonna duck Kilbrook.
Yeah, Cowboy would whoop him. No doubt about
I
it.
I think he's gonna the WBO, right? I think he's gonna fight Teixeira.
Yeah, that's probably his best bet. Or Cowboy or Hurd.
Or no, Kilbrook. I think he's gonna fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's going to be a route too. You know, if we want to, I would like to see. You know, I would like to see Hurd fight Mark DeLuca. I think Mark DeLuca would give Hurd a great fight. I think Mark DeLuca might even beat Jarrett Hurd if they fight.
Oh yeah.
Straight up.
When's the last time you talked to Shannon Briggs?
The last time I talked to him was the last time I interviewed him, which was January 30th, and it was very brief. It was very brief. I saw him. I asked him for an interview. We did the interview. He left, but we didn't talk after that. So I haven't like really talked to Shannon. We're going on almost 4 years now, and he lives in my area, so it's crazy how that works. But you know.
Wasn't he in the Demetrius Andre fight?
Yeah, he was there. That's where I saw him.
Oh, really? Oh.
That's my song. Yeah, I did an interview. It didn't get like a ton of. It didn't, for whatever reason. I don't know why. I thought I was gonna get a ton of views because when I got the interview, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna get so many views.
I mean, maybe if you asked him about Logan Paul.
Yeah, probably. But honestly, bro, I didn't even care about like the Logan Paul thing. Like, let me tell you how much I didn't care about that fight. So when I went to that fight, when you go in there, they had like a red carpet for the media, so you could stay on the red carpet and you could interview whoever came on the red carpet. Now, I probably should have stayed at the red carpet because like Danny Garcia wanted to go in there and a bunch of other fighters went there, but that was like later on in the night. I was trying to get a Bernard Hopkins interview because Bernard Hopkins was the first fight. He was part of the first boxing match I ever watched, and when I heard he was in the building, that's what I was trying to get, but I couldn't find him. And then when I found him, he was busy and it didn't come together, the Bernard Hopkins thing. But like bro, I was on the red carpet. I was like, I could have just hung around and I was right there in the front, but I didn't want to stay there because all the other people that were coming into the red carpet, the first people that came weren't even boxers. They were all YouTube influencers and Jake Paul's friends. And I'm like, I don't give a damn about these guys. I don't care how many views I'm like. I don't care about these guys. Like,
I mean,
what am I gonna ask them?
you guys did a good job covering the KSI versus Logan Paul fight. Like you just had a lot of people in that stream.
Yeah, it was cool. It wasn't the most I've ever had, but it was nice.
I didn't know you what's called, you interviewed Logan Paul's coach Milton. I don't know his last name, but
I love how everybody calls him. Logan Paul's coach now because like when I interviewed, he was just Milton. Like he was just like the guy who trains some amateurs, but now he's Logan Paul's coach. Yeah, no, Milton. He used to work at one of the local gyms where I live because I'm from you probably know because I say it in every video, but I'm from Dania Beach, Florida, and Dania Beach is like the next city. The city right next to Dania Beach is Hollywood. So you got Dania Beach here, and Hollywood is here. The neighboring cities. So the gym he trained at was in Hollywood, at this small gym called Flacco's Boxing Gym, and I still go there sometimes to get interviews. But he doesn't work there anymore, but I used to go there all the time, and he was just there.
Isn't Keith Durban from Florida?
He is, but he's from a part of Florida. He's from a part of Florida that I don't ever go to, really.
Oh.
Cause like Miami's like on Dania Beach. Miami is like down here, in like Tampa, where Keith Urban was like way up here. It's like on west. So if I like drove there, it would be like 3 or 4 hours.
I mean, I can't believe Floyd ducked Thurman for years.
Yeah, no man.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that interview with I think with Thurman and TMZ saying, Floyd, why not me? Floyd, why not me?
Why not me? Man, I remember when Keith Urban first came out, bro. I thought, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Keith Urban's a quality fighter, but man, I thought he was just gonna be so much greater, bro. I really felt like he was gonna be the guy at welterweight for years to come, and then like, bro, this guy wound up. got married, man. Got married.
I mean,
Like,
I like this confrontations like against Danny Garcia. That was a cool one.
yeah. No. He listen. He's a great fighter. I take nothing from Keith Thurman, but I just feel like to me, his career has been a bit of a letdown because when he first came out, I was like, yo, he was one of those guys where I was like, yeah, like you know, when you see some fighters, Hyro, and you're like, yo, nobody's beating that guy at that weight class. Like, when you see some of the guys like that,
Yeah.
like he was one of those guys where I was like, yo, this guy, he's not losing. He's not losing for a while. And then, he over the years he started to get complacent, and he's got complacent with like his career, and then like the final nail on the coffin for him, because listen, I don't knock anybody. Do what makes you happy, but like marriage is good for some people, but marriage is a detriment to others. And he's one of those people where marriage has been a detriment to him, as far as a boxer. I mean, I'm sure as a person, it's great for him. He's enjoying himself. He's living life. But as a boxer, oh my God, this guy's lost so much. Like, not physically or what his talent, but just as far as his spirit, his approach to the sport, he's lost a lot of the things that made him great early.
Yeah, dude, it's funny. I read the comments. I kind of do sound like Michael Jackson when I talk online.
Yeah, I can see it. So shout out to MJ. We got MJ in the building. Hyro, Michael Jackson Galvez.
I mean, to be honest, I'm only sounding like this because I don't want to wake my parents.
Okay, fair enough, man. Fair enough. I know how that sounds. I remember when I was in the UK and I was staying at my friend's house, and like the walls are real thin. So I remember I was like talking real loud. I was talking really low, but I had this microphone, so you can hear me whispering pretty good.
But to be
Let's see.
honest,
We got some interesting comments here. We got Shihi saying, "Married equals done." Facts. Marriage is only good for women. I mean, I agree. I actually had a great conversation about that recently, because right now I'm staying in an Airbnb, and it's a great. I mean, this is probably the greatest place I've ever stayed in. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, the lady that I'm staying with, she's got this place minted. I mean, the floors are like really clean. It's huge. It's huge. But no, she was telling me. She was even telling me, yeah, like, look, don't get married. She told me, and she's a woman, don't get married. It's not good for you.
I sound like an Indian.
What do you think, Harold? Do you think Keith Thurman is done? Hello? Harold, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Hello?
now. All right.
I think he's done fighting high level competition.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he's
Rob 87 says, marriage sucks. Are you married, Rob? Are you speaking from experience? I mean, listen, I'm not getting married, man. I had one relationship, and I'll never do it again. We got Kai Francis says, Tyson versus AJ. Tyson by TKO. I mean, Tyson Fury, or yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about Tyson Fury. KO. I don't know, man. I think see, when he fights AJ, I can't see him fighting him anything close to how he fought Wilder, because AJ is a polished boxer with elite punching power himself, and he's a great finisher. So he knows that. I feel like you're gonna see Tyson Fury fight that fight out of the southpaw stance and probably try to outbox him. So I would go for a Fury UD. But what do you think, Hyro?
Tyson versus AJ. I don't know. It can be a swerve, to be honest. I mean, Tyson. I think Tyson on paper I think I go Tyson on paper.
On paper.
Yeah.
But the fights aren't one on paper.
I mean, if it's on paper, like, I think I'll go him Tyson. I mean, it's boxing. Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've been robbed with Triple G and Canelo a couple times, so I don't trust it.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. Well, I don't know. Who did you pick Golovkin for those fights?
I picked Golovkin because I was tired of like the Canelos, like the
But bro,
Mexicans, you know.
you can't really say that you were wrong about those fights. I thought Golovkin won both those fights. So you're not really wrong. Like wrong, let me tell you what wrong is. Wrong is picking Logan Yu and Vito Hara Davies. That's wrong.
If Golovkin won, he wouldn't he have fought like Andre, right? Because
I don't,
would he have gone for like the WBO?
Andre. I think I meant Andre Ward.
Yeah.
Um, maybe I don't know, bro. These guys don't really seem like they want to fight Boo Boo Andre like that. Like even now, like right now would be the perfect time to fight Boo Boo Andre. They're both with the zone. He's a name. He's got a belt. You don't hear Golovkin being talked about. Doesn't even get mentioned by the promoters. Straight up, doesn't. Oh, here's some interesting news. Roy Jones Jr. tapped Kevin Newman to become world champion. Interesting. Kevin Newman. You know about Kevin Newman, Hyro?
No.
Kevin Newman's this guy that fights for the promotions. He's been he's been grinding on the low for all these years, and he's been getting some decent wins. And Roy Jones Jr. apparently thinks he's world championship material.
It's Roy Jones Jr. Have you watched Roy Jones Jr. boxing?
Of course. I watched the Roy Jones Jr. fight about a month ago. I watched it. I watched the fight against Glenn Johnson. Let me know in the comments down below. Well, yeah, I've seen him. I've seen him box though. Why do you ask?
Who?
I
Roy
saw
Jones.
him box. Huh?
I mean, I was talking about Roy Jones Jr. boxing, like the promotion.
Oh yeah. Have I seen their cards? Like that?
Yeah.
You asking me?
Yeah.
I have, but I can't really pick out one that like I can't put one in memory right now. I know a couple of years ago. Let me see. They had somebody. I remember it wasn't their card. Like the last time I remember seeing like sometimes when you watch the Showtime fights, they'll have the promotional companies up in the lights that are also like a part of the event. Like they'll have like TGV Promotions and all those companies.
Yeah.
Like I think it was the Granados Broner fight. What's his name? Yeah, it was It was David Avanesian. He fought what did he fight? Lamont Peterson, I think, on the undercard. I remember that was like the last time I remember seeing RJJ boxing.
Yo, I think I'm gonna take a break from the voice chat. I think I'm gonna get out.
You're tired?
I mean, I sound like Michael Jackson, but I really don't sound like him. I'm just like talking quiet.
I feel you, bro. All right, man. Well, it was good talking to you. It was good talking to you, bro.
Hey, this was a good way to get my questions answered. So I really recommend like joining the chat.
Yeah, if any of you want your questions answered, it's a lot. It's a lot easier for me to answer your questions because I get a decent amount of comments, and this live tonight's kind of calm compared to like a couple days ago. It was impossible to answer everybody's questions because we had like 140 people here the other day. It was insane.
But yeah, peace out. I'll be in the chat still.
There you have it. All right. So there you have it. There's Hyro Galvez. So we've had a lot of great people here today. We've had Johnny Boy. We've had what was that guy's name? Good Job or Good Old Boy, whatever his name was. He was pretty cool. And we've had Hyro Galvez. So it's been a star-studded show. The irony of this live is we talked about MMA. We talked about all kinds of boxing. And I still didn't even get to all the Fury stuff I wanted to get to. Like that's a crazy thing. So let's get to that because we don't want to waste any time. And if any of you want to join, if anybody want to talk, Sheehy, Rob87, any of you guys want to talk, you just ask for the link and I'll drop it down in the comments. But I wanted to actually talk about the pay-per-view buys. I wanted to touch on that a bit because this is an interesting point of discussion. Now, this was something that I was really interested to see because I think this is one of the rare times in boxing where I can say ESPN, Fox, Top Rank, PBC, all parties involved, They did an amazing job. I mean, an absolutely amazing job with the promotion for this fight. Um, you know, it was on every freaking sporting event. They had them on the networks. They had them on all the shows on the networks. They did just a fantastic job promoting this fight. People who don't even watch boxing knew about this fight. People who never heard of Wilder Fury knew who they were in the build up to this fight. So I was really interested to see what the pay per view numbers would be. And the report that came out was that they actually were 25% lower than anticipated. They said that the anticipated number is between 800,000 and 850,000, which I still think is good buys, but apparently they needed 1.2 million just to break even. So that it fell a good amount short of that. Now, according to Wayne Lofstein, VFT Solutions, and basically these guys, they track the signal of piracy. So basically, if you watch a fight, if you stream a fight, apparently these guys track it, which I never knew. So I learned something new today. He said that apparently there are between 10 and 12 million live views on the fight on the major social media platforms such as Twitter and Facebook. And there were nearly 10 million more that viewed as a video on demand. Many of those views were only slightly delayed. So this is a fight that was mega. I mean, we're talking about uh, 10, 20, 30 million people watching this fight. You know, this should have had more buys, but we live in an era where piracy is a lot more it's a lot more prevalent, you know, and with the streaming sites, you know, it doesn't make it any easier. So considering all these things, considering the era that we're living in, pay-per-views don't do a million pay-per-view buys anymore. And I think they did a good job as they could have possibly did. For me personally, I didn't buy the pay-per-view myself. I went to a bar and I watched it. I went to the Delray Beach Boxing Club and I watched it with my boy Richie. You know, guys, I love him to death. But that guy can drink, and my pops. That's what we did because it was cheaper. You know, it was only $20 to get in, or yeah, $20 to get in. Oh no, $10. It was $10 to get in the door. Was it 10 or 20? Oh no, it was 20. It was 20. Yeah, it was $20 to get in the door. So for three people, that's $60. You know, for three people, that's $60, and you can pretty much get in with $15 to spare. So if you had 75, you know, you go to the Delray Beach Boston Club, you take two of your buddies, you still have $15 to spare. You can buy one or two drinks with that kind of money. So it was better. 300K was the break even for the first fight, though. I believe it was the break even for the first fight. That's what, but the break even for the price for the first fight was extremely cheap. I remember because I actually bought the first Wilder Fury fight, and it was one of the cheapest pay-per-views in a long time. I mean, it was $60, which, you know, generally speaking, American pay-per-views are anywhere from $75 to $100. So it was great value for money in terms of what you normally get for pay-per-views. But I thought the numbers were good. I know people are going to say it's a failure. I don't think it's a failure. I mean, for the promoters, it's a failure because they're not going to break even. But I think it's a win for boxing. I think the profile of Fury and Wilder has been raised. I think the heavyweight division is back. Now we can officially say it's back. And I think boxing is legitimately, you know, I can say this hand on heart, boxing is legitimately in a great place. Like, and there's been many times throughout my period of covering boxing here on YouTube where boxing hasn't been in a great place. So for it to be in a great place now, it's nothing short of amazing. You know, because as the heavyweight division goes, boxing goes. And yeah, I agree that the Brits right now, they're doing the damn thing. They own the division right now. It's a full scale British invasion. So you got to give the Brits credit where credit is due. Apparently one of my interviews just dropped. I did an interview yesterday with Diego Pacheco, upcoming prospect. Apparently he just dropped on my channel. So you guys go check that out. Check out the interview with Roman Gonzalez and Calia Fight too. We got interviews coming out tomorrow with Frank Smith, CEO of Matchroom Boxing. We got one coming out with who else did I interview? I can't even remember right now. I'm doing 20 interviews. Like, I'm forgetting who I interviewed. No, we do need American boxers to do well, especially in the heavyweight division. That's why, like, I don't know, man, like, because like the American boxers that are at the top right now, they're good fighters, but in boxing, being a good fighter isn't enough. You got to have a story or something that connects you with the audience, or be able to sell yourself in a certain way. And right now, it's like, I like Crawford. He can fight his ass off, but he don't have that personality. So he's not going to be a star like that ever. Earl Spence has a chance because they moved him perfectly at PBC. He's probably been one of the only fighters they moved perfectly from the ground up. But he has a car accident. So, we don't know what's going to come of Earl Spence. Charlos aren't going to be crossover stars. There's really, I think Teofimo Lopez is going to have a great chance, as far as an American star who could break out because he's got personality. He's likable. His punching, his style is crowd pleasing. He's in big fights. He's in a weight area where he's going to get, chances to fight. He's got good dance partners. So, I would bet on Teofimo Lopez being a draw. Hyena Laughing Matter says it's a matter of time before the Europeans take over boxing. A lot of talent. Well, we've heard this talk for years, and look, I have a massive respect for European fighters, British fighters, Eastern European fighters, just everywhere in Europe, really. But right now, this is the golden age for European boxing. They haven't taken over boxing. People can say what they want about America, right? Maybe America is not represented really very well in the cruiserweight division or the heavyweight division or the light heavyweight division. But once you get past the light heavyweight division, once you get to 68, 60, 54, 47, 40, 35, 30, 26, 22, basically from super middleweight all the way down to super bantamweight, America's got some of the best fighters in the majority of the weight classes. So America's still holding it down. Maybe they're not dominating like they used to, but America's still holding it down. We're not gonna disrespect America. Let's see. We got she says, Pacquiao's carrying boxing for the whole decade again. 2025, he'll become the fighting president. That would be insane. That would be Pacquiao fights as a president and wins a world title or defends a world title or something like that. He's the greatest fighter of all time. No doubt about it. Nobody's doing that ever again. But I'll tell you this though, America's got some amazing prospects on the way up. The next wave of American boxing is going to be really good. You got Jared Anderson, who I think is going to be really good as a heavyweight. You got Diego Pacheco, who I like a lot. You got Lawrence Newton, who's from South Florida, who's probably the most skilled fighter from South Florida. I think he'll be world champion 122 or wherever he decides to fight at. Hell of a fighter. He's fighting on the Casemiro and Noya undercard. So look out for Lawrence BT Newton. You got some guys in the amateurs who I think are going to be really good. You got like Najee Lopez, who you guys haven't heard much about yet, but you'll hear about him in the future. Very talented fighter. He's going places. Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez. Oh no, these are younger fighters. We're talking about Arthur Jones III. I like. So America's got some great talent. You guys will be seeing it soon. But yeah, man. Shit. What time is it right now? It's 2:07. It's 2 a.m. already. These lives just fly by, man. Time just flies by on here when you're having fun. All right, so I'm gonna stay on here for about 5 to 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna probably take my happy ass to that bed over there and decompress. Like straight up, I'm gonna decompress because I need to get some rest. So I have some energy for these. Tomorrow's the weigh-in, but when I go to weigh-ins, I don't go to weigh-ins to get the weigh-in footage because listen, weigh-ins, I don't do unless I go to a local fight and I get the weigh-in footage. I don't really do the weigh-in stuff because it's like I'm gonna have to compete with the other channels and race to get my video uploaded before these guys. And listen, I'm not gonna beat these guys like Radio Raheem and these guys to upload the videos. I mean, these guys like Radio Raheem and Marcos Vegas, they have people that work for them. So like it's crazy, bro. Raheem will do a video, and then they have a guy that sits there and is like uploading and editing their video while Raheem is going around doing other interviews. So I don't try to do the weigh-in stuff. So tomorrow I'm just trying to get my interviews. So hopefully tomorrow I want to try to get Mikey Garcia, maybe Jesse Vargas. I want to get Mike McCallum, who's training Jesse Vargas. Who else? Who else didn't I get? Maybe Eddie Hearn. And just anybody we see that's interesting. Yeah, they dominate amateur boxing for sure, though. I'll give you that. I'll give you that 100%. They're doing their damn thing in the amateurs right now, or just period. They've always done the thing in the amateurs, the Europeans. Someone said you should interview some of the ring card girls. You know what? I might. The ring card girls are, maybe I've done it before. The last time I went to a match show in Miami, they didn't have like the ring card girls that they didn't have the ring card girls that I want to interview, like Samantha Kumiko. I love me Samantha. I love me some Samantha Kumiko. If she's there tomorrow, we're interviewing her. We're we're interviewing Samantha Kumiko tomorrow. She's there. But yeah, man, I've been busting my ass, guys. And you guys, I'm telling you, for those of you who really are enjoying the Wilder videos, you're really gonna enjoy the next one I put out. It's gonna be a whole compilation of videos that I've done in the past, interviews I've done in the past, over the last 5 years, and it's gonna be called. It's gonna be like a mini compilation. I'm gonna call it 5 years a fraud. Deontay Wilder's heavyweight title reign. So I can't wait to see what the reaction will be on that one. Or Deontay Wilder, 5 years of fraud. Or probably Deontay Wilder, 5 years of fraud, not 5 years of fraud. Deontay Wilder, but you get the point. I mean, because I got bangers in the archive from like 5 years ago, just me going in on Wilder and me saying things that came to pass about Wilder. Yo, what's crazy is Stacey McKinley. I've done these interviews. I interview Stacey McKinley a lot, and this guy, I mean, he got so many things right about Wilder. Oh my God, you guys will see. But yeah, man, we got a lot of great fights coming up in boxing, man. Let me see. This week is obviously the big fights with Gonzalez and Yafai and Garcia Vargas, but the following week. So let's just give you guys a quick overview, review of the next couple weeks. Next Saturday, we're gonna have Adam Kaunaki versus Robert Helenius. I'll be live for that for sure I'll be back home, so you could expect that to be your normal, live fight reaction with Pops. So that should be fun. Then after that, you're gonna have March 14th. What's on March 14th? March 14th, there's some card going on. I think there's a card. I think that's the weekend. That's the small. There might be a local card. So I might be going to a local card that weekend. And then the following week, I'm not sure what's going on in boxing, but we have the biggest card of that month for me will be the second Bad Promotions card. Blake Davis is putting on another card in South Florida. At the Gulfstream Casino, and the first one was one of the best local show. It was the best local show I've ever been to, and I think they're gonna really outdo themselves this time. So you can expect a lot of coverage about that. I'll be going to the gym and interviewing Blake and his trainers, and there's a lot of people on that card. You got some good prospects on that card. Local guys. So looking forward to that. And then the following week, March 28th, that's the Virgil Ortiz is fighting. Forgot he's fighting somebody, and then Sneesa Estrada on the undercard, and that's also the same week that Isaac Chamberlain is fighting. So March is going to be a really fun month. So I hope you guys join me for all the lives in March. Hopefully, he keeps supporting the channel. I think it's Dubois. I think Dubois versus Joe Joyce might be in March. But don't quote me on that. I can't remember all these dates. I'm a bit tired right now. But you know what? I think on that note, guys, it's been damn near 3 hours, just like that. It's been a pleasure as always. But I'm gonna hop off here. Um, I love you guys to death. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you guys for everything. Make sure you keep tuning into the channel. Check out all the interviews that I've dropped already. Calify, Romo Gonzalez, Marcos Caballero, Romo Gonzalez's trainer, Gamaliafy, Calify's brother. We've had a Diego Pacheco interview just dropped. Go check out that one. That's the most recent one. We got, who else we got? Jay Harris, he's fighting Julio Martinez on the card as well. He's got a great story. You got Shondell Winters, the upset-minded Shondell Winters. He's fighting Joseph Parker. I interviewed him. Tomorrow we got Frank Smith. Well, let me see who we got. Who the hell do I have tomorrow? Tomorrow we got Frank Smith. And another Kevin Berry video is coming out tomorrow. So Kevin Berry, Frank Smith, Shondell Winters. That's what we have next. And then there should be some other ones that I'm going to get tomorrow at the weigh-in. So that got a full lineup here on True School Sports. We appreciate everything. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate talking boxing. I'm not sure what's going on with Pops. Pops might be coming here. He might not. I haven't heard from him since I got here. So we'll see. But like I say in every single video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Ding. So until next time, take care, guys.